Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the Detroit Tigers, ALDS Game 3 with a 3-hour rain delay. Make it make sense. The Lions have a roof. The Tigers do not. But we are not going to let our woes and our troubles and our hard times, with rain delays in the regular season affect how this game is going to go today. We're going to play angry. We're going to play with obviously purpose. And this is a must-win game for the Seattle Mariners. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I had a hard time sleeping last night. I got prepped really early. And then as we got closer and closer, a little disappointed that we couldn't get the game, started at the time. But they should have ended up swapping the teams and had the Mariners play the late game and had the Yankees and Blue Jays play the first game. That would have made more sense. But again, it is what it is. I know that the fan base is extremely excited. And again, we have a very good chance on getting the dub today. Logan Gilbert is on the mound. And the best part of it all, Josh Naylor, who did not fly with the team, is in the starting lineup. Now, they haven't actually mentioned if he had the baby or not. They're kind of keeping it private. But either way, if he's a dad right now or not, and they're still waiting on the childbirth, we'll figure it out once, the details emerge, but they are keeping it private at the moment. But at least Josh Naylor is in the lineup. And there was concerns that he may or may not be in game 3 or game 4 in the lineup, but he's here. And that's definitely going to give us a great chance to be able to take a 2-1 lead. And again, I'm just happy that we have baseball, specifically Seattle Mariner playoff baseball, here in about 8 minutes. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys with your patience, as well as, everyone else on planet Earth that was waiting for this game. Let's cue up the music. Let's take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Tridents up, seize the moment. And on the left, the best catcher in the game, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And on the right, first baseman stud, Spencer Torkelson. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting third, center fielder stud, our hero from Game 2, Julio Rodriguez. And if you look at the numbers, nobody is playing better in MLB right now than Julio, and we have to be very thankful that he is on the Seattle Mariners. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, second baseman, another hero from the game who hit 2 homers on Tarek Skubal, making Skubal 0-3 against the Seattle Mariners. And again, the first time someone has multi-homered off of Skubal since 2021. God bless you, Jorge Polanco. We love you. Batting fifth, playing first base, fresh off the new baby or not, we don't know, but we're happy he's on the roster here today. First baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Batting sixth, playing third base, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. Batting seventh, DHing for Seattle, Dominic Canzone. Batting eighth, playing right field, Victor Robles. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for Seattle, J.P. Crawford. And on the mound for the Mariners, one of our aces, it's Walter, a.k.a. Logan Gilbert. And And now let's get into the starting lineup here for the home Detroit Tigers. Get a roof. Leading off for the Tigers in right field, Kerry Carpenter. Batting second, playing second base, Gleyber Torres. Batting third, DHing for Detroit, Colt Keith. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Riley Green. Batting fifth, playing first base, Spencer Torkelson. Batting sixth, playing third base, Zach McKinstry. Batting seventh, catching today for the Tigers, Dylan Dingler. Batting eighth, playing center field, Parker Meadows. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for Detroit, Javier Baez. And on the mound for the Tigers, Jack Flaherty. Let's go, baby. Must-win game. You know, we've definitely been grinding, you know, on this channel, you know, for many, many months. And it really all comes down to this. And again, we're not going to let, you know, this 3-hour rain delay, you know, fool, you know, the fans, fool the players. Obviously, is it a little bit of a setback? Yeah, of course it is. You know, have we had troubles with rain delays in the regular season? True, we have. You know, we haven't been able to adjust, but this is the playoffs. We got Logan Gilbert, you know, and again, they should have scheduled the game later, knowing that there was going to be rain. Now, did Detroit do that on purpose? You know, knowing that we have a problem with rain delays, and if they scheduled it early, that maybe it would give them a quote-unquote advantage. They definitely could have flipped the times and had that Yankee-Blue Jay game on first. But whether, you know, it was coincidence or not, I don't think it's going to matter. I'm very confident that Logan Gilbert will pitch good today. We can get the dub today, and then we'll be up 2-1. House money going into Bryce Miller tomorrow. If we win, great. We advance and more than likely play the Blue Jays. If we lose tomorrow, it comes back to Game 5 for Scooball versus George Kirby. And again, 0 for 3 against the Mariners with Scooball, and we have a chance to make him 0 for 4 if it gets to that point. So we will see how this all plays out, but I like our chances here today. It doesn't feel like it did during the regular season. You know, it is October. You know, obviously rain delays are not ideal, but I do think that we're going to come out with a fury. And again, you know, the Tigers are one of those teams. You know, they're going to be scrappy, but we can definitely get this game done. Let's go, baby. And again, anyone, you know, that is wondering based on social media. So obviously both games are on FS1, which is not ideal for baseball playoffs. Why isn't it on Fox? You know, so everyone can watch, right? But they're going to start it on FS1. And then the, you know, next matchup, obviously with the Blue Jays and Yankees, is going to start at 5. So in about an hour, we're all going to have to flip it to FS2. And then, again, we'll be able to watch the rest of the broadcast that way. It seems like the MLB and Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports 2, not ideal. You know, it would be much better if it was on Fox, and then they could just put, you know, the Yankee and Blue Jay game on Fox Sports 1, and we could be on original Fox. But again, you know, it is what it is. And again, if you don't have access, that's why I'm here. You know, I'll be able to call the game pitch by pitch. You'll be able to be surrounded by a great chat, and we're going to definitely have a fun time here tonight. We'll be shooting for 200 likes, 100 on the Dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Once we hit that, then we'll go up on the next wave of goals here on the channel. Let them know. Tyler says we're at 51 already. Let's get it, baby. Let them know. All right, here we go, baby. Wish we didn't have, you know, that type of issue, you know, but again, if they would have just made the game, you know, either, you know, at 4 or 5 o'clock, a little bit of a late start, they definitely could have flipped the games. And again, make it make sense, right? Detroit's football team, the Lions, they have a roof, right? But they don't need one. You can play outside, right? Football, you can play in rain, sleet, and snow, but you can't in baseball. So why do the Tigers don't have and again, it's not just the Tigers, it's a lot of those teams that are in the Midwest and the East Coast. We know we get a hell of a lot of rain out here in the Pacific Northwest in Washington and Oregon. But again, not a very well thought plan by a lot of these teams. And again, even though we have some adversity, we got the better pitcher on the mound with Logan Gilbert. Yeah, we do struggle sometimes on the road compared to playing at home. Everyone does. Everyone plays typically better at home than on the road, unless you're the Milwaukee Brewers or the Los Angeles Dodgers, right? But again, I feel very confident that we can get the job done here tonight. And then, again, Casey Mize more than likely will go against Bryce Miller, even though they haven't announced it just yet. And again, we got to be able to start off fast, and we got to be able to get some back-to-back-to-back hits, RBIs, and hopefully an early home run or two within the first 4 or 5 innings. All right, baby, here we go. Jack Flaherty on the mound. Randy Arozarena in the box. Let's go, Randy. First pitch. Crushes it into right field, foul. 95 miles an hour there by Flaherty with the four-seam fastball. Top of the first inning, 0-0, Mariners and Tigers, ALDS Game 3. Pitch inside, takes a strike looking with that four-seam fastball again. Right there on the line. No balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. 0-2 pitch. And right over Flaherty's head. Run, Randy, run! Yes! And look at that. Randy actually hustling in the playoffs. Not only is he hustling in left field, but he found a way to hustle to be able to get to first base. Great start there by Randy. Let's go. Whitey with a tour. Brew Crew and M's. Let's go, baby. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. We're at 2:98 to go on the Dono train. Pretty close play there. But don't they say tie goes to the runner? Let's take a quick peek here. Pretty close. I mean, it looks like, very, very close. It depends on if it hit the webbing or not. It doesn't have to go into the back of the glove. Obviously, if it hits the webbing on the sides, then, based on that first angle, it looks like they might have gotten him out by a millisecond. But again, it's kind of a bang-bang play. But again, we'll see what they call. We'll see if they give it tie goes to the runner. But again, very, very close call. And again, nice to see Randy, actually hustle to first base. And again, you never know what you're going to get in sports, It's like the Chiefs and the Jags, they ended up running a rub route yesterday. They threw the flag, they looked at each other, and then they picked it up. And it was a penalty, but they picked it up. So you never really know how they're going to call this. But again, it was very, very close. First angle looked like he might have gotten him by a millisecond. But again, if it's that close, tie goes to the runner, or it's supposed to. So we will see. Yeah, they're reviewing it right now. And obviously it's not at the point where his foot is up. It's like the tip of the toe. Let's see what they say. Okay, but he is out. And I think, that's a fair call. Of course, as Mariner fans, would we love, for that to have been safe? Of course. But again, if they're going to call it correctly, that's what we want, because you just never know if there's going to be a play like that will be on the opposite side, that we want to make sure we get the call and they don't, get something, that maybe they shouldn't have. So big play there by the Detroit defense, barely getting Randy by a millisecond, one away. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. And first pitch, Cal pops it up into right field. And that is 2 away. And that's one thing that Cal needs to be better, within the last few games. He's been getting out on the first 2 pitches way too often. I need you to work the count. You'll get your home run swing on pitch 4 or pitch 5. You may not get it on pitch 1 and pitch 2 unless it's right down the middle and you hit it on the sweet spot. Be patient, Cal. We need you. Next up is center fielder Julio Rodriguez. 32 homers, 95 ribbies during the regular season. First pitch, takes a strike looking. 4-seam fastball by Flaherty, 0-1 count. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Big swing and a miss by Julio. No balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. We'll be shooting for 200 likes. 100 on the dono train. We're at 298 to go, and 5 to 15 subs. Once we hit those goals, we'll go to our secondary goals. Flaherty on the mound, Julio in the box. O2 pitch, low and away, gets away from the catcher there. Dingler. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. And again, green light, you may think that, but how many hits has Cal gotten by swinging at the first pitch lately? None. So again, if you want to continue to keep doing the same thing over and over and, not helping the team win, and that is strike 3 there. Julio goes around, and that is the end of the inning. We're going to need guys, like Randy, Julio, and Cal to work the count, and not just them, everyone. You're once in a while, you might get lucky on a first pitch right down the middle and it goes yard, but Cal hasn't been able to, make that play happen in quite some time. So again, how many times is he going to get out on the first pitch before he learns that he needs to possibly work the count a little bit? And that pitch that you're looking for, eventually you'll get it, but you might have to wait until pitch 4, pitch 5. Otherwise, if he's just going to swing wildly like that, it's just going to be easy outs for the Tigers, and he won't be a factor, in this game. And he hasn't really been a big factor in the series besides late, obviously with that big double by Cal and then the big double by Julio to bring him home. But again, Cal is one of those guys, that did get home runs on the first 2 pitches early in the season. But again, he hasn't been able to get singles, doubles, home runs as often on the first and second pitch. Working the count is something that Cal can do. Let's go to the bottom of the first inning and see who's up next here for the Tigers. Leading off for the Tigers in right field, Kerry Carpenter. Batting second baseman, former Yankee Gleyber Torres. And batting third, DHing for Detroit, Colt Keith. On the mound for the Mariners, it's Walter, a.k.a. Logan Gilbert. And we need Logan to be strong as possible. Pitch 5 to 6 innings, give up 3 runs or less, preferably 0 to 2. And then the magic number for the Mariners will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. If we hit that number, that should be good enough to either win or to be competitive, obviously late as we, get into this matchup. And everyone knows that he went 3 for 5 and Julio went 3 for 5 in game 1, but were a lot of those on the first pitch, right? And again, everyone else went 0 and 28. If we want Cal to be able to be a factor, by hitting home runs and getting on base early, again, just working the count is something that everybody can do. It's not like a Cal problem. It's a team problem, and again, we would have been able to score a hell of a lot more runs, than 2 or 3 in those first 2 games if we were to have that type of consistency. That's all we need. Just a little bit of consistency, especially when we're trying to advance to play the Blue Jays more than likely in the ALCS. I mean, this is, what we worked so hard for to get to this point. You want to be on point. Let's go, Logan. First pitch, high and away from Gilbert to Kerry Carpenter. And I do like Hinch, the Tiger manager. He's always kind of maneuvering the lineup. And again, a very smart coach there for Detroit. 1-0 pitch. Crushes it there towards first base. Flip to first. And that is 1 away. Good defense there by Polo, which is not something we can say that often. Next up for Logan Gilbert, former Yankee second baseman Gleyber Torres. First pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle with a slider, 88 miles an hour. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gleyber Torres. Plus, it's harder to hit home runs on pitch number 1 in the playoffs compared to the regular season. Pitchers are more dialed in. 1-1 pitch. And a line drive right up the middle. And that rolls right to Julio Rodriguez, and a nice single there by Gleyber Torres. Next up is DH Colt Keith. And we need a slow dribbler right up the middle to JP, throw to Naylor, and we get out of this inning with a double play. And Keith, first pitch, double play. I called it, baby. Get it. Couldn't end up turning that double play. JP with the tag at second, 2 away. Yeah, but you got to understand that, in the playoffs, things are different. You're not going to be able to have the same type of looks, and the strategy is going to be a little bit different. You're not going to get a strike down the middle every single time on the first pitch like you may have had in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, and even maybe during the regular season. There's a lot of pitchers that will throw garbage, at the first pitch to see if guys will chase. It's no longer, hey, I got to throw a first pitch right down the middle to get ahead of the count 0-1. That's not the case all the time anymore. First pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Good fielder's choice there. Next up is Riley Green. And it also depends on who's pitching as well. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Riley Green. Let's go, Logan. We need you to be clean. Oh-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Nice job by Logan Gilbert. That's the electricity that we fucking need. Great job, Logan. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners in the top of the second inning. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 200 likes, 100 on the dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it. Next up, the hero in game number 2. 2 solo dingas. Second baseman, Jorge Polanco. Batting second in the lineup, thank God, first baseman, Josh Naylor. And batting third baseman, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, baby. And on the mound for the Tigers, Jack Flaherty. No, it's Torkelson. And we got about 45 minutes to go before it flips over to FS2 for the start of the Blue Jays and Yankees. Obviously, we've seen, certain teams early on, choke. And again, the Brewers are, quite a bit better than the Cubs. But again, once it goes back, to a place where maybe Chicago feels a little bit more familiar, we'll see how it turns out. Same thing, for New York. Obviously, we feel Toronto is the better team. New York, it seems like they always get calls, in New York by the umps. So we will see if they were able to, prevent the sweep and whatnot, and they can end up possibly winning a game or two. But again, the Philadelphia Phillies, we thought that, they would have a battle with the Dodgers, but it shows you right now the Brewers and the Dodgers are on a different level. And obviously the Blue Jays, same thing. And, the most even series is this one right here with the Mariners and the Tigers. And again, do those teams that are down 2-0 have a chance of coming back and winning a game? Yes. But will those teams come back and win the series? No. Very highly unlikely. First pitch to Polo. Low and away with the four-seam fastball. 1-0 count. And hopefully it ends up being Mariners, Blue Jays, Brewers, Dodgers for the final four in the ALCS and NLCS. Polo fouls it off himself. Hopefully he's okay. 1-1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Let's go, baby. First time anyone has multi-homered off Skubal since 2021. Shows you how special that performance was by Jorge Polanco in game number 2, as well as Cal Raleigh and Julio with back-to-back doubles late to give us the victory. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss on that knuckle curve. Beautiful pitch by Flaherty. 1-2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. I got you, Edgar. No problem. And the Brewers, ended up having the best record on the road. So for them to be, doing as well as they are, not surprising. Pitch is low and at the knees. 2-2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. But I do believe that the Dodgers being up 2-0 on the road, that was shocking. I figured that they would split. I didn't think Philly would win both, but, shows you how good the Dodgers have been playing since they played the Mariners in those last 3 games of the regular season. They're on fire. 2-2 pitch, fouled off with that four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour. 2-2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. And hopefully, we can get Mariners versus the Dodgers in the World Series or Mariners Brewers. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Nasty pitch there by Flaherty. And that ends up being 1 away. Way to bring the electricity for the Tiger fan base there, Jack. Next up for the Mariners, it's the big grumper. It's Nails, Josh Naylor. Let's go, Josh. We need you. We not only need your defense at first, we're going to need that bat. Let's go. First pitch, low and away. With that slider, good eye by Naylor, 1-0 count. Top of the second inning, 0-0, Mariners and Tigers. ALDS game number 3, a must-win game for Seattle, especially if we have to go with Bryce Miller tomorrow. Not to say that he can't win us a game, but if Bryce is on the mound on the road, we might have to score like 6 to 10 runs tomorrow. And based on how the first 2 games have gone, neither team has been able to do that, scoring only 2 and 3. So 1-1 pitch, takes a strike looking inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Josh Naylor. But hopefully this will be the game where, we can get to 5 or above and carry that momentum into tomorrow. 1-2 pitch. Naylor fouls it down that first base line with that slider, 86 miles an hour by Flaherty. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the top of the second. 1 out, nobody on, 0-0 tie here early in the ALDS game number 3. I got you, Kev. I've been a fan for 40 years myself, so there's a lot of fans in the room that have been fans, from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then obviously there's going to be fans that are newer, within the last 5 to 10 years. But, somebody's got to represent the Seattle Mariners in the utmost way. And I will be here to do that not only this year, but every year as long as I'm breathing. Fouls that one off himself, off that knuckle curve from Flaherty. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Josh Naylor. Come on, Josh. Josh didn't fly with the team because his wife is having a baby. So there was rumors that it was possible that he could miss game 3 and 4, based on, having a baby. And you have to respect that decision, But again, I assume there was conversations made with his wife, and they haven't even actually publicly mentioned if the baby has actually been born yet or not, or, the situation with that. So they're keeping it private. But what we do know is Josh Naylor is here, and we definitely need him. There's no doubt about that. And hopefully whenever that baby comes, there's no complications, comes out healthy, and he can be a proud papa. 1-2 pitch, fouls that one off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Josh Naylor. Let's go, baby. One-two pitch. Naylor crushes that one towards first base, foul. And this is exactly, working the count. Pitch 7. I would love to be able to see, Cal and Julio, get to a point. Now, sometimes when you do get into a high pitch count, do you strike out? Of course, you get tired, but at least you're grinding out the at-bat and the pitch count goes up for Flaherty. Pitch is low and at the knees. But on the flip side, if you're able to get a walk off like a 10 or 11 pitch count, not only is that demoralizing for the pitcher, but also, you're getting that pitch count up as well. So, you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to make it difficult on the opposing team. 2-2 pitch and fouls it behind the plate. Great at bat here for Josh Naylor. This will be the 10th pitch coming in. University in the building. What's good? 2-2 pitch. Fouls that one off again towards that first base line. That was pitch 10. If we could only get our whole team to be able to have this kind of mentality. But also, you have to be good enough and skilled enough to hit the ball. And some of the guys in the lineup, aren't able to get to this point. Again, we have probably half of the lineup that has the skill set to kind of get to this point. And then the other half can definitely get to like 5 or 6, but it really does take some skill, to be able to get to like 10, 11, 12. 2-2 pitch. And a slow dribbler. Naylor off of one hopper. And that is 2 away. Obviously, if Naylor, wasn't maybe as big and a little bit faster, he might have had a chance there, but it was just like, kind of reached for that one off that garbage pitch, and good defense there by the Tigers and Gleyber Torres, even off the one hopper there. And great job by Torkelson with the scoop. Not easy to do that, especially in the playoffs. We'll see Josh Naylor do that a few times as well. Next up is Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. If anyone is due for a home run, it definitely is Gino, and hopefully we'll be able to get one from him at some point in the game. First pitch, big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. Victoria says we're at 89, 11 more to hit the first goal. Let's get it. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees with the four-seam fastball, 92 miles an hour by Jack Flaherty. 1 ball and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. Pitches low and away. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, missing the zone by a few inches there. 2 balls and 1 strike to Gino. Let's go. 2-1 pitch. Low and away. Great eye by Gino. 3 balls and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. Come on, Gino. Three-one pitch. Check swing. Did he go? And looks like he did. Got to be careful with those check swings. And we did have quite a few guys get struck out looking on both teams. Come on, Gino. Take a walk. If you get plunked, as long as you don't get hurt. 3-2 pitch. Great eye by Gino. Imagine if that was Julio at the beginning of the year. He would have struck out 3 pitches ago, but he's much better in the second half, and we have to be very thankful for Julio, being able to mature and, use the tee like Cal did, take that fucking all-star weekend off, and let Randy go. Things have been very good, and great eyes by Gino being patient there with the walk. Next up is Dominic Canzone. First pitch, low and away, 1-0 count. If we can get a meltdown early with a few back-to-back walks or something of that nature, that would be great here to get the pitch count up on Flaherty. A Dom bomb would even be better. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Top of the second inning, runner at first with 2 outs. 1-1 pitch, fouled off with that knuckle curve towards third base. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. And again, we're great with 2 outs. We're great late in games. So in situations where most teams fail, we kind of thrive off that pressure. Let's see what we can get here. Let's see if Dom can come up in the clutch with a single. 1-2 pitch, crushes that one towards third base, foul. Top of the second inning, 0-0, Mariners and Tigers. Let's go, baby. We're at 100 more to go. Kev with $1. Every dollar counts. Appreciate you. Another $1 on the Dono train. 1-2 pitch. Low and away. Appreciate you. We're at 3:97 to go to hit the goal. Two-two pitch. Big swing and a miss. Nasty pitch by Flaherty. Give him credit. That was a nice pitch there. And down goes Dominic Canzone, even though he's talking to the ump as he maybe got a piece of it. But it looks like the catcher did hold on. Can I see a replay real quick? Slight tip, but it did go into the glove, and that is a good call. All right. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 Mariners and Tigers. And it just feels like, out of all of the matchups, this is the most competitive. Everything is lopsided in all the other matchups. Blue Jays own the Yankees. Dodgers own the Phillies. Brewers own the Cubs. And in this particular series, you don't really know. It's very even. And again, neither team, may hit 5 all series. It might be like, 2 to 3 runs every single game. And every single hit is going to be that much more magnified, and every big mistake is going to be more magnified as well. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning, and we'll see who Logan Gilbert is going to face next. Next up for the Tigers in the 5-hole, first baseman Spencer Torkelson. Batting second, third baseman in the 6-hole, Zach McKinstry. And batting third, catcher in the 7-hole, Dylan Dingler. Kev with the $1 holla. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. We appreciate you. And David says, you know what? I'm gonna make sure we get started on a good note here as well. $20 dono. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Another $20 holla on the dono train. That puts us at 23:77 to go to hit the goal. Appreciate you, David, with your support, just as well as Air Whitey and Kev. Appreciate you guys. who will be next to hit the dono train. Judah in the building. What's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 200 likes. Once we hit that, we'll go to 300. We're trying to hit a hundo on the dono goal. Once we hit that, we'll go to 2. And we're shooting for 5 to 15 subs. And once we hit that, we'll go 15 to 30. And once we go from 15 to 30, we'll go 30 to 50. Let's go. Going into the matchup, we needed 61 subs to hit 22,600. And looks like we've gained quite a few. 56 subs now to go to 22,600. We're at 22,544. Shout out to all the new subs that we've acquired already in the broadcast. First pitch from Logan Gilbert to Spencer Torkelson inside with a 4-seam fastball. 1-0 count. Flying Monk with a tenner. Appreciate you. 1-0 pitch. Low and away. Flying Monk with a $10 holla. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Another $10 holla on the dono train. 2-0 pitch. And hit towards third base. Gino is there. Throw to Naylor. Throws a little high, but Naylor is amazing at defense at first. And that is 1 away. You can't take Naylor for granted. You know, we've had Ty France and we've had some other guys at first that have been pretty good, but not on the Naylor level. And sometimes Naylor's defense at first is, sometimes even more crucial than having him, try to get that big home run. He's more of like a single and double type of hitter. But again, at some point he will go yard, Josh Naylor. Next up is Zach McKinstry. First pitch is high and away. 4-seam fastball by Gilbert, 95 miles an hour, just outside the zone. 1-0 count. Gilbert on the mound, McKinstry in the box. One 0 pitch. Hard hit towards first base. Naylor is there. And that is 2 away. Keeping that pitch count as low as possible for Logan. He normally goes about 5 innings compared to guys like Wu and others that would go 6 or 7. So again, if we can get Logan to go 6, that'll definitely help out with the bullpen decisions. And hopefully we don't see Carlos Vargas today. And hopefully we don't see Matt Brash for that matter either. Next up is Dylan Dingler. I mean, if that means that we have to have Gabe Spire go 2, Edward Bazardo go 2, Mooney go 2, I know that won't happen, but again, I would rather have guys go 2 rather than only going 1 and then having to see Brash or, Carlos Vargas blow the game for us. And I trust Brash more than I do Vargas, but at this point, I don't trust either one. I should trust Brash, but I don't. 1-0 pitch. And that one is fouled back. I mean, Brash was amazing in the first half of the season, but after the All-Star break, Brash has been kind of unreliable like Vargas. And Vargas was the worst player on the team besides Dylan Moore. And he has his moments where if he only needs to get like 1 out, he can do that. But if you have to start him for 3 outs in an inning, you're fucked most of the time. 1-1 pitch. Hard hit right up the middle and a nice hit by Dingler. And the Tigers have been on point here early, even though they haven't been able to bring anybody home in the matchup. Nice base knock there by Dylan Dingler right up the middle. An underrated catcher for the Tigers. Next up, center fielder Parker Meadows. Let's go, Logan. We will be tuning in to FS2 in about 26 minutes. First pitch, high and away. 1-0 count. .215 average, 4 homers for Parker Meadows. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That slider is nasty. And obviously we've seen Flaherty with some nasty pitches as well that start up high and they dip low, and then you get those wild swings, almost like the Happy Gilmore golf swings, and more times than not, you're not going to connect. That splitter is nasty by Munoz and Gilbert. High and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Parker Meadows. And if you ended up seeing that graphic that they just showed, 2 of the top 4 with that nasty slider are on the Mariners. Mooney, 1, and Gilbert is on that list as well at 3. 2-1 pitch. Right down the middle with that slider again. Off speed, 88 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Parker Meadows. Let's go, baby. Got to grind it out. 2-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Parker Meadows. Trident's up. Seize the moment. Come on, Logan. Three-two pitch. Runner goes. And that one is crushed towards left field. Fading foul. Another slider there by Logan Gilbert. Slider, 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 splitter, slider. For his last 5 pitches here against Meadows. Let's get the strikeout here to finish this inning out. Logan is capable. All he has to do is channel in his inner Walter. Come on, baby. You can do it. I believe in you. 3-2 pitch. Got him! Big. Nice job by Logan there. All right, end of the second inning. And let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Let's get on the board. Leading off for the Mariners in the 8-hole, Victor Robles. And again, if it was me, I would have Victor bunt. You got to do something that they wouldn't expect that you would do. And I know that we have a few guys on the team that can bunt, and most guys that bunt in the playoffs and in the regular season, it feels like if the bunt is connected properly, you can end up being safe 80% of the time if it's, hit correctly. Now, obviously, some people have, odd hand placement, and sometimes people will pop up and they'll end up being out. But if we can get a good bunt, that could kind of get this inning going for us. Batting second, another guy that could bunt, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And batting third, 0 for 1, left fielder Randy Arozarena. And Randy had some great hustle. We've seen him hustle in left field, but also we haven't seen too many ground balls. We've seen pop-ups, and he's been able to run and get to them, but also running to first. I don't know if anyone spoke to him, but the effort seems like it finally is here. And I don't know if he only tries only in the postseason, but whatever it may be, it's just nice to see Randy hustle. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Top of the third inning, 0-0 Mariners and Tigers. All right, baby, let's go. Let's go, baby. First pitch fouled off behind the plate by Victor Robles, 0-1 count. And it is. I mean, again, if you look at the scores and how the teams are playing each other, it's the best series, at least up into this early point. Within the, other three have been very lopsided, with the Brewers dominating the Cubs, Blue Jays dominating the Yankees, and the Dodgers dominating the Phillies. That's the most surprising, because we thought maybe the winner of the Phillies-Dodgers would have a very good chance, to advance, even though the Brewers are very good. And hammered towards that. Wow, is that fair? Wow. Victor Robles, there we go. I was about to say, is that fair? Off the 0-2 pitch. And that knuckle curve wasn't working. And Victor Robles smokes it down that left field line. And great job by Victor Robles there to get us going. Nice job. Bringing that electricity, and we know Victor can do that. And don't substitute fucking Luke Raley for Victor at all this game. Dan. Next up is J.P. Crawford. First pitch, low and at the knees with a slider by Flaherty, 84 miles an hour, off speed, 1-0 count. Top of the third inning, we got a runner at second in scoring position. Let's see if J.P. can knock him in. J.P. crushes that one towards first base, foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. And I was hoping that we could get someone like Gino to rip one like Victor did at some point. If, Gino isn't going to hit the home run, having a hit just like that could be just as influential down the road. 1-1 pitch, fouls that one off towards left field. 1 ball and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. And we know J.P. can play the defense. There's no doubt about that, but we would love if we can get that bat to come alive. Come on, J.P. Top of the third inning with a runner at second, Victor Robles. 1-2 pitch. JP with a little blooper, and it comes down. Let's go. Robles, safe. Yes. Boom. Wow. I almost knocked over all my fucking lighting. Holy cow, I wasn't expecting Victor to try to come home. But a nice blooper by JP where it looked like it had a chance. And let's look at this replay. Please be safe. If they got the call at first base on Randy, that's got to be ours. Great hit by JP, right in the gap. It drops. And wow, Dingler with the botch. And I think he's safe there. I mean, if you're going to go bang, bang with a millisecond, on Randy, we're safe here. And if Victor, would have been a little bit further, it would have been no doubt, but throwing error by Riley Green, who normally doesn't do something like that. Yeah, baby, let's go. Fuck yeah. That's the correct call. If you're not going to give us the Randy call at first, even though it was a millisecond, normally Ty goes to the runner, but it was the correct call early. And then we get the right call here as well. 1-0 Mariners. And sometimes you need your 7, 8, 9 hole guys to come up big. And Victor Robles has been pretty quiet after coming back, from the injury, right? He hasn't really hit the home runs and, got the RBIs. His defense has been good, in right field, but we haven't really seen that explosiveness like last year after the injury. And what a great time for him to kind of get going. And we have a nice early 1-0 lead. And we'll definitely take any kind of fuck-ups and errors by the Tigers. Anything necessary to win this game. Let's go. First pitch fouled off by Randy Arozarena, 0-1 count. And again, you got to get on the board early. Here we go. Hit up the middle, baby. Go, JP, go. Go, JP, go. Yes. 2-0 Mariners. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Back to back to back hits. You know, the Mariners have had a hard time doing this, right? And again, 7, 8, 9 hole sometimes ends up being the hero. And again, what a beautiful inning after going back and forth with this very, very talented Detroit team. 3-hour rain delay. Fuck out of here with all that. Let's go. Our time. Seize the moment. Trident's up. Let's go, baby. 2-0 M's. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Work the count. Let's go, Cal. Let's go, baby. Our time. Let's go. Meltdown starting. First pitch. Low and away. Look at Cal not swinging. Congratulations. Work the count. And you feel the meltdown is starting to happen now, especially if we get a few walks. You know, him being flustered. Let's see where this goes. 1-0 pitch. Oh, he's losing it. 2 balls and no strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Be patient. You know, there's going to be a moment in the series where he will more than likely go yard. You know, just wait for that perfect pitch. But he's having a meltdown right now. 2-0 pitch. 3-0 count. Let's go. That's what happens when you go back to back to back hits. You know, your mind is, you know, not in the right space. Here we go. Be patient. Usually a 3-0 count will lead to a strike, and then the next pitch will be a ball for a walk. Let's see what we get. 3-0 pitch. Strike in there. All right, on the line, 4-seam fastball. But let's see if he can end up throwing another strike. And then this will be something Cal will have a judgment call here. You either swing for the fences and go for the moon, right? Or it ends up being ball 4. Let's go. Throw to first. Safe. Here we go, baby. Pitch count up already. And this should be a walk. Be patient, Cal. 3-1 pitch. Yes, sir. Let's go. Meltdown has started. I love it. And again, we already are very familiar with meltdowns. Hell, we have Carlos Vargas and Matt Brash on the team, so we know about meltdowns. There we go. Great job being patient for the first time in a few games. Obviously going 3 for 5 in, you know, game 1, 3 for 5 for Julio as well. But the rest of the team went 0-28. But again, at some point, you know, mental errors and not being sharp and focused came back to bite Detroit, and we love it. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. Big swing and a miss. Should have been patient there. That would have been a ball. 0-1 count. You know, you don't need to be overly aggressive on a guy that just walked Cal. Understand that he can't hit the zone. Patient, Julio, patience. 0-1 pitch, inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. If he wouldn't have swung at that first pitch, it would have been a 2-0 count. That probably would have led to another walk. Be patient here. He can't hit the zone. He's flustered. 1-1 pitch, low and away. Can't hit the zone again. 2 balls and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. Let's go. Let's go, J-Rod. We know you can do this, but sometimes you just got to be patient. Wait your turn. 2-0 M's in the top of the 3rd inning. Crawford singled to left. Robles scored on a throwing error by Riley Green. Crawford to second. Randy singled to center. Crawford scored. 2-0 M's, baby. 2-1 pitch. High and away. Can't hit the zone. Having a meltdown. 3 balls and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. And the best part of it all, no fucking outs. Let's go. Three-one pitch. Big swing and a miss. Nice job by Flaherty there to get the call back into his favor. Come on, Julio. Three-two pitch. Big swing and a miss on a pitch that he shouldn't have swung on. If he would have been patient, that would have been ball 4. And that's the difference. You know, you got to be patient, especially being observant on how the last guy ended up getting walked, Cal Raleigh. If he would have been patient at that at-bat, we would have had bases loaded. Come on, Julio. We know that you can be the hero, but there's a time and a place. Next up is Jorge Polanco. We got to make sure we take advantage of as many runs as we can get early. First pitch takes a strike looking low and in the zone with the knuckle curve. Great pitch by Flaherty. 0-1 count. Come on, Polo. Let's go, baby. 2 home runs on Skubal in game number 2. Pitches outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Let's not make it, go back into the pitcher's favor here. One pitch. In there for a strike, starting to find the zone again. That one was outside of the line, but we'll see how this ump calls this game. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. And again, obviously getting to 3, 4, 5, in this inning would be fantastic. But I think after scoring 2, if we could get just 1 more, unless we hit a home run, then obviously then it would be at 5. But 1-2 pitch. Low and in the zone. Great job there by Polo. Great eyes. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss on that knuckle curve. And now Flaherty finding himself after a little mini meltdown that scored 2 runs. Down goes Polo, and that is 2 away. Nice job by Flaherty. Back-to-back outs on Julio and Polo. Come on, guys. Next up is Josh Naylor. See if we can get a double by Naylor. If he gets a double, it'll be 4-0. If he gets a single, could be 3-0 or bases loaded. Naylor crushes it. Deep center field. But it stays in play for out number 3. I was thinking that was going to be gone, but it stays in play. No wind in Detroit at the moment. But again, we can't be disappointed about that. I mean, we could have possibly had 3, 4, 5 runs that inning, but we don't need to get greedy. We're going to take what they're going to give us. And again, if we were just having a little bit more patience out of Julio and Polo, maybe we would have been able to scrap out 1 more run or maybe 2. But again, we have to be incredibly happy with back-to-back-to-back hits, in the 7, 8, and 9 hole. And again, starting it off, obviously, in the 8 hole with Victor Robles, and then J.P. Crawford, and then Randy Arozarena. Great job. And then hopefully, Cal ended up taking the walk, so he did better than his first at-bat. But hopefully here, with these 2 guys, we know that these guys can be heroes, but sometimes, being patient is tough, especially when we know that they have big play ability. Let's go. 2-0 Mariners. Great job. Fantastic inning. And we got his pitch count up quite a bit there as well. All right, take a look at the stats here for Flaherty. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 Ks. Wow, 63 pitches already. Wow, 42 strikes, and we'll take that. And then we'll flip it to what we have with Logan Gilbert. So again, Flaherty, 63 pitches, 42 strikes. Gilbert, he only has pitched 2 innings, and we'll see how many he goes through here. He's only at 24 pitches. 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 Ks, and he's at 15 strikes out of 24. So from 24 with 1 inning to go, and Flaherty is at 63 with 3 innings, and hopefully Logan will be in the 30 range once he's done with the 3rd inning here. And obviously, hopefully the score is still 2-0 Seattle. Let's go. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Tigers in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Next up for the Tigers in the 9 hole, shortstop Javi Baez. Batting second, 0 for 1, right fielder Kerry Carpenter. And batting third, 1 for 1, the former Yankee second baseman Gleyber Torres. Trident's up, let's go M's. Gained 6 more subs since the last commercial break. Now we only need 50 to get to 22,600. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 300 likes, 100 on the dono train. And let's shoot for 50 subs. Let's go. Flying Monk with a $5. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Let's go. Appreciate you. Another $5 holla on the dono train. First pitch takes a strike looking on the line in the corner there. Slider, 87 miles an hour by Logan Gilbert. 0-1 count. Mando in the building. What's good? Pitch is low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Javi Baez. Yeah, it's nice here in Oregon as well. You know, go figure, you know, with everything that's been going on in all these locations where we have to go on the road with teams with no roof, or at least a retractable roof. But obviously a lot of these teams have had these stadiums for many, many, many years. So, you know. 1-1 pitch from Gilbert to Baez. Crushes that one towards third base, foul. David with another $5 on the dono train. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Another $5 holla on the dono train. Salute my G's. 1-2 pitch. Popped up. And that should be a routine play here for JP Crawford. Nice job by JP. And that is 1 away. Next up is Kerry Carpenter. Yeah, 3-hour rain delay. But this is going to be the first game that we win with a rain delay all year. And again, we're going to save the best for last in the postseason. First pitch is high and away with the slider, 1-0 count. Pitch. Big swing and a miss, and it looks like first pitch for Blue Jays Yankees is going to be at 5:08 Pacific, so another 9 minutes from now. So at some point, we'll obviously make the switch to FS2 since the Yankees are playing the Blue Jays on FS1, since this game was delayed by 3 hours because the schedule makers are idiots to schedule a game during a thunderstorm. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kerry Carpenter. Let's go, baby. Can we get an update on the likes with 500 in the room? Where are we at? We should be getting close to 200 likes. I know we hit 100 a few innings ago, but we should be approaching that 200 number. And if not, I need your guys' help in the chat, the regulars and the mods. We want to try to maximize every number that we can throughout the streams. So that way I don't have to mention it as often here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kerry Carpenter. 2-2 pitch. High and away with that splitter missing by a few inches there. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kerry Carpenter. Come on, Logan. You can do it, baby. Let's go. Gilbert on the mound. Carpenter in the box. Get him, Logan. Get him, Walter. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And a big punch out there on that slider again. Way to bring the electricity, Logan Gilbert. 2 away. Next up is Gleyber Torres. All right, I got to flip it to the other channel here. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Gleyber Torres. All right, now I got to flip it here to FS2. O2 pitch, low and at the knees. And one of these has got to be good to go. O2 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gleyber Torres. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gleyber Torres. This is a fucking nightmare. Like, shouldn't they have already gotten this shit figured out? Two balls and 2 strikes to Gleyber Torres. 2-2 pitch, hit hard. And Randy, run, you lazy ass. Jesus Christ, Randy's back to his old ways. And everyone flip it to FS2. And of course, once they end up making the change from FS1 to FS2, then we get Randy with the laziness right back during the regular season. Nice double there by Gleyber Torres, crushes that. I mean, anything that is a ground ball in Randy's area, it's a nightmare. What is that? What kind of effort is that? Why are you jogging? Christ. Randy looking at the card in his back pocket. Oh, next time I need to hustle, but I don't know what that is. Puts it back into the pocket. Next up is Colt Keith. First pitch, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Bottom of the third inning, 2-0 Mariners. And again, you have to flip it from FS1 to FS2 because the Blue Jay and Yankee game is about to start there in a couple minutes. So. Let's go, baby. Bottom of the third, runner at second, Torres with a beautiful double on Logan. Colt Keith in the box. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike to Colt Keith. Come on, Logan. Logan Gilbert on the mound. Colt Keith in the box. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Seattle lead with a runner at second and 2 outs. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees with the splitter. 2 balls and 1 strike to Colt Keith. There we go, Victoria. 12 more and we're at 2. And then we'll go to our next goal of 3. Appreciate you, as well as all the others that are helping out in that realm in the chat. Appreciate it. Two-one pitch, popped up and in center field, but in play. Julio is there. And that is out number 3. There we go, baby. STL with a 5er. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Another $5 holla on the Dono trade. And again, anyone that was watching on FS1, flip it to FS2 so you can watch along. FS1 will be carrying the Blue Jay Yankee game, and hopefully the Blue Jays just get the series over with. But again, if we're going to advance, the longer that particular series goes, might be helpful to the Mariners if we're able to advance, if the Blue Jays are a little bit more tired. But it also could be on the flip side. If the Blue Jays sweep them and they have time off, that could benefit the Mariners as well. So don't know really how to go about it, having them sweep or, have them, continue a longer series. But I think everyone believes the Brewers, the Dodgers, and the Blue Jays are going to advance. The question is, are they going to advance on Game 3, or is it going to be Game 4 or Game 5? End of the third inning, 2-0 Seattle. Let's see who's up next here for the Seattle Mariners, and let's try to get on the board again. What do you say? Trident's up, seize the moment. Let's get it. Next up, in the 6th hole, 0 for 0 with a base on ball, third baseman, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, DHing Dominic Canzone. And batting third, the hero so far to get the party started, 1 for 1 with a run, right fielder Victor Robles. Trident's up, let's go M's. Must-win game for us. $50 subs away from 22,600. Gained a few more. 48 to go to 22,600. Let's get it, baby. Let's go, Gino. Good vibes only, baby. Let's go. Top of the 4th inning, 2-0 Mariners, and I love being able to see guys at the bottom of the order be X factors in the matchup. First pitch, and Gino fouls that one off. 0-1 count. Alec in the building. What's good? Oh, 1 pitch. Gino crushes it into left field, and it is gone. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Our time. Eugenio Suarez with a solo dinger. 3-0 Mariners. Let's go. We said that he was due for a home run, and look at that. There it is. Let's go, baby. Our time. 3-hour rain delay. Doesn't matter, baby. Let's go. Now the crowd is really quiet. Let's go, baby. And we're not done. There's a good chance that we can get to 5, 6, 7 today. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Our time. Seize the moment. Trident's up. We're built for this. Next up is Dominic Canzone. First pitch is high and away. 1-0 count, and Flaherty starting to have a meltdown again. 2-0 count turns into a 3-0 count. This is going to turn into a walk, it looks like. And again, if we can end up, getting, a couple more runs this inning, and it's at 5 or 6, we're sitting really good. And 3-0 count turns into a 4-0 count. Here we go. Let's go, baby. I mean, we waited all year grinding every single game out except for a couple on the channel. And this is exactly what we've been waiting for. Next up is Victor Robles. This is the best team that we've ever had in the team's existence. And we need to make sure that we go as far as we possibly can. Nice job, Gino. And look at that. Victor Robles listening and got the text message. He bunts, but it goes foul. I love it. Here we go. First hit of the postseason for Gino. And again, you can tell when certain guys are due, for home runs. And there's still a few other guys that are due. Naylor is due. JP is due. So at some point, these guys will homer. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Victor Robles. Flaherty on the mound. Robles in the box. Let's go. 3-0 Seattle. And another bunt by Victor Robles. And I love it when I can predict something and then they actually do it, either right away or, later in the game. And again, I don't know if, they have someone, that obviously listens to people that, no football, no baseball, no sports, but it's nice to be able to see, when you can say something and then they actually do it, and again, it's not like we're a team that bunts often. And again, we did say Victor Robles specifically, and he's already bunted twice at this at-bat. I love it. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Let's go. Come on, Victor. Can't bunt now, obviously, with the count, but I like the bunt attempts. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Let's go, baby. But again, we obviously get predictions very often here. It's not like it's a surprise thing. Throw to first, and he is safe. Three-two pitch. And that's fouled back behind the plate to the Google Cloud sign there at Comerica Park. Tiger fans look pretty depressed. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, no outs. 3-2 pitch. And that is strike 3 looking. Nice job by Flaherty with that punch out, bringing the Tiger fan base a little bit of life. And that is 1 away. Next up for Flaherty, unless he gets pulled here, will be J.P. Crawford. And it looks like Flaherty's day is done, so we got rid of him. And hopefully we'll get a meltdown by whoever is next. Let's go. Great job by Gino doing what Gino does. Let's see who they're bringing in. Canley's coming in. All right, Tommy Canley's coming into the matchup here for Jack Flaherty, and we'll see what Tommy can do here against J.P. Crawford. Gained a couple more subs. 46 to go to 22,600. Let's get it, baby. And if you need a recap in the matchup based on what has happened up to this point, Victor Robles ended up getting on board. J.P. Crawford singled to left. Robles scored on a throwing error by Riley Green, 1-0 Mariners. Then after J.P. got on with a base hit, Randy singled to center. J.P. scored 2-0 Mariners. And then obviously just moments ago, Eugenio Suarez homered to left center, 422 feet, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go. All right, we're at 209. Let's get to 3. First pitch from Canely to J.P. Crawford. Big strike looking 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Low and away with the changeup. Off speed, 85 miles an hour by Canely. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Come on, J.P. Pitches high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Two 2-1 pitch, high and away. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. Ice water in the veins, baby. Let's go. Chops that one foul. Change up 84 miles an hour. I mean, based on how the Brewers, the Blue Jays, and the Dodgers have played, they should all sweep. I mean, you know, this will be the only series that isn't one. Three-two pitch. Check swing, and he doesn't go around. Beautiful by J.P. Crawford. There we go, baby. And J.P. to first. Next up for Tommy Canely. Back at the top of the order, Randy Arozarena. Now, we know that his defense in left field on ground balls is absolutely terrible. But again, he has been hustling more in the playoffs than we have seen in the regular season. We just have to hope that if there's any action to him, it's a pop-up. You know, because if it ends up being a ground out or a ground ball in his area, you know, we see the jogging that he tends to do. You know, not acceptable, my guy. But he is 1 for 2. He can hit, and hopefully he can do something here in the box. 1-0 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Randy Arozarena. Back-to-back changeups by Canely. Missing badly. 2-0 pitch, missing badly again. 3-0. Oh, actually, they give him the strike on that one. 2 balls and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena right there on the corner. 2 balls, 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. Top of the 4th inning, 3-0 Mariners with runners at first and second and 1 out. And sometimes I feel it would be nice if we had someone different, you know, as a leadoff hitter. Like if Victor was more locked in, I think I would rather have him lead off than Randy, but, you know, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. You know, he doesn't really scream a prototypical leadoff hitter when we've had guys like Ichiro, you know, D. Gordon, and guys like JP, you know, but every once in a while he'll do something special. Top of the 4th, runners at first and second and 1 out. Canely on the mound. Randy in the box. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. 3-2 pitch, pops up. Hopefully that goes out of play. And it looks like it has enough to do that. Count still full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Randy in the box. Canely on the mound. Come on, Randy. Randy calls time. Top of the 4th, runners at first and second, and 1 out. 3-0 Mariners. And again, in a must-win game for us to be able to go up 2-1, more than likely we'll have Bryce Miller on the mound tomorrow, and we are going to have a similar type of performance if we want to end this series tomorrow. If not, and if the Tigers win tomorrow, we'll come back to Seattle with Kirby versus Skubal. Again, big swing and a miss by Randy, and that is 2 away. Nice pitch there by Canely with the strikeout, bringing a little electricity and life to the Tiger fan base there at Comerica Park. Next up for Tommy Canely will be big dumper Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. First pitch, Cal swings, and a nice hit right up the middle. There we go. Go, go, go. And Dominic Canzone comes in off that RBI single by Cal, and way to be. You can impact the game by not just hitting home runs. 4-0 Mariners. Let's fucking go. Let's go, baby. Our time. 3-hour rain delay is not going to affect us fucking today. Not in the playoffs. No way in hell. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. You got 2 punch outs already. Let's see if you can get on with a single or a double here. 2 on and 2 outs. And Julio crushes it into left field. Oh, what a catch. Unbelievable. Sliding grab. Wow. Oh my God. If Riley Green doesn't slide right there, that probably brings in another run or 2. Holy cow. Great defense there with that catch, but not after the Mariners add on a little more. And now we're up 4-0 on Detroit. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning and see who's up next here for the Tigers. Next up for the Tigers, 0 for 1 with a K, left fielder Riley Green. Batting second, 0 for 1, first baseman Spencer Torkelson. And batting third, 0 for 1 in the 6th hole, third baseman Zach McKinstry. Let's take a look at the pitch count for Logan Gilbert. Obviously, we know they've already gone from Flaherty to Canely. And let's take a quick look at Logan on where he's sitting right now. All right, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 3 Ks, only 43 pitches, 26 strikes. And then obviously with Flaherty, his final line was 3.1 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 Ks, but he got all the way up to 76 pitches, 48 strikes. And anytime you can end up getting a guy out early with a little mini meltdown, a lot of meltdowns typically happen in the pen, but every once in a while you'll get a starter that will have one. And, this is obviously the best performance we've had in a rain delay. And it wasn't a short rain delay for that matter, 3 hours. We were supposed to play at 1:08 and we got started at 4. So and I think we're 0-5 in rain delays in the regular season, but I knew it wasn't going to affect us today. We were too locked in. And again, this is a must-win game with Logan on the mound. We'll probably have Casey Mize for the Tigers versus Bryce Miller. And as long as we hang on and win this game, if we can score like this tomorrow, we can end this series tomorrow. But again, if we end up falling short, I know we can win Game 5, Skubal versus Kirby in Seattle, with the crowd obviously behind us. And, it's not very often that a guy like Skubal, the best pitcher in the game as a lefty with Crochet, and obviously we know Skeens is amazing as a righty. He's 0-3 against the Mariners, and we have his number. And if that means that he goes on short rest against George Kirby, I like our chances, but hopefully we can end up winning today, winning tomorrow, and we won't even have to worry about that scenario. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Gained a few more subs. 45 to go to get to 22,600. Let's get it, baby. First pitch to Riley Green, fouls that one off. 0-1 count. $216. Let's go, baby. 84 to get to the next goal. 618 in the room. Let's go all day. As well as the other regulars in the room. Pitches outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Riley Green. 1-1 pitch. Crushes that one towards left field. Foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Riley Green. 216, 84 to go to get to 3. Let's get there, baby. And especially with the amount of people we have in the room, we should have a chance to get to 4 before the stream is up. Maybe even 450. 1-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Probably first wild pitch that we've seen from Logan today. Gets away from Cal, goes back to the backstop, but nobody on board to advance, from first to second or second to third. So we're good there. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Riley Green. Two pitch. Big swing and a miss. Slider is fucking nasty. My God. Nice job by Logan Gilbert. Way to bring the nastiness on the mound, baby. Way to bring that electricity. Another K for Logan Gilbert. K count now goes to 4. Next up, for the Tigers, first baseman, it's Torque, Spencer Torkelson. Let's go. First pitch to Torque, pops it up. And that should be an easy play for Julio Rodriguez. 2 away. Great that we got a guy in center field that can make plays all day and all night, baby. 2 away. Next up, third baseman, Zach McKinstry. Bottom of the 4th inning, 4-0 Mariners. And I don't know if I've felt this type of joy in quite some time. The game isn't over by any means. We know meltdowns can happen in any given moment, but to have this cushion and to have Gilbert pitching the way that he is at this point in a must-win game in Game 3 on the road feels good. But we're halfway there, and we need to finish the job. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. .1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle with that slider. Beautiful 87 miles an hour by Walter. 1 ball and 1 strike to Zach McKinstry. .1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. High and away. First time that we've seen Gilbert with the 4-seam fastball high and away. And he ends up baiting McKinstry. Beautiful. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Zach McKinstry. Bottom of the 4th, 4-0 Seattle. Trident's up. Seize the moment. 1-2 pitch and another wild pitch by Logan. Better settle down. That's the second wild pitch he's had in this particular half inning. Be better. Two pitch. Get this punch out. 2-2 pitch. Got him. Wow. Throw to first. And there we go. Great job by Seattle. Let's go. Nice job, Logan. And all the Tiger fans are shaking their head. Not too happy. But I'll tell you what, us Seattle fans, we're loving it. Nice job, Logan. Way to bring that electricity. We knew you were going to be good today. And you have been delivering up to this point. Keep it going. Let's see who's up next for Seattle here in the top of the 5th. And let's add on a few more runs. What do you say? Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. He had 2 home runs against Tarek Skubal, and no one has done that since 2021. And again, he signed a 1-year deal, could have went to the Astros. Thank God he didn't. And he wasn't very good for us last year with Mitch Garver, but he has been a godsend for us this year. Great job. Let's go, Jorge Polanco. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a baby on the way, we assume. It's Nails, Big Grumper, Josh Naylor. How about, a single, double, or maybe an unexpected home run? Naylor is due. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a run, RBI, and a base on ball. Someone that has good vibes only, that's already went yard already, Eugenio Suarez. It's like, didn't we already have Gino just up? And then the Herder is coming in now. So Canely is done. But I guess when you get hits often, then, you're going to be back where you were. All right, Brant Herder is coming in, the lefty, so we'll see how this works out for the Tigers. Herder coming in for Canely and Flaherty, and so far it's been a beautiful thing here for us. And Logan Gilbert, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, that's the key. 5 Ks, 54 pitches, 33 strikes, and this might be the first game in a long time where we might get Logan for 6 or 7 innings, where he normally is out by the 5th. So this is amazing. The longer that we can go with Gilbert, as long as he's on, the less that we have a potential fuck up by Brash or Vargas. We can go with like Bizzardo, Spire, Mooney, and just end it. And again, I don't want to see Brash. I don't want to see Vargas. I don't want to have any type of meltdown memories. We want to get the job done, and we want to be clean. Herder on the mound. Jorge Polanco in the box. 4 runs, 5 hits for the Mariners. 0 runs, 3 hits for the Tigers. First pitch, takes a strike looking, right down the middle, 0-1 count. That's a good question. And Polo with a slow dribbler, throw to first. And that is 1 away. It's okay, Polo. There'll be some magic for you, if not today, tomorrow. And we're going to need it. Next up, first baseman, Josh Naylor. Let's go, baby. The Big Grumper, Nails. The most important signing after this season for Seattle is Josh Naylor long-term. First pitch, fouls that one off, 0-1 count. Naylor with a little blooper up the middle, throw to first. And that is 2 away. Next up for Brant Herder in this very quick inning for the Mariners, it's Eugenio Suarez. What are the chances that he hits another home run like Polo right here? Probably not very likely. More likely for him to strike out, if we're being honest, because we know Gino, we know his tendencies. But, when a guy can hit 1 in a game, there's always a chance to hit another. And remember, Gino did hit 4 in 1 game, but that was when he was on the Diamondbacks. So, but I would love for him to at least get a single, but we might have to wait till his next at bat. Let's see what he does here. First pitch, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. A walk and a solo home run so far. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. I'll take a single or a walk. I don't really feel a home run at this particular at-bat, but again, you never know with certain players in the playoffs. Also depends on who's pitching to them as well, and the location of the pitch. Fouls that one back behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Come on, Gino. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And just like I mentioned seconds ago, I kind of felt like a strikeout was looming. And what happened? Strike 3. So again, I'm not going to be correct on every call, but you can kind of tell body language with certain players, if they're going to be able to do it again. And again, if a guy hits a home run, usually you're not going to hit a home run in the next inning. Usually you hit a home run, wait a couple innings, and then maybe down the road you'll hit another one. But it's pretty rare for a guy to hit home runs in back-to-back innings. Now, is it possible that could be done? Of course, it's possible. But Gino is really all or nothing. It's either a home run or a strikeout. I wish I was wrong, and he ended up hitting a homer instead. But, we still got a few more innings for him to get that second one before the game is over. Big facts. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Tigers in the bottom of the 5th. Next up for the Tigers, in the 7-hole, 1-for-1 catcher Dylan Dingler. Batting second, 0-for-1 with a K, center fielder Parker Meadows. And batting third, 0-for-1, shortstop Javi Baez. Trident's up, let's go M's. Gain another few subs here. 44 to go to 22,600. Let's get it, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 400 likes, 100 on the dono train. And we'll be looking for 50 to 100 subs. Let's go. And Logan is only at 54 pitches, and this is probably the lowest pitch count Logan has had in the 5th inning, maybe all year. I mean, it normally isn't like this. Typically in the 5th inning is usually when Logan exits, but again, he's been pitching well. Obviously the run support, he doesn't have to, be stressed, and again, we still need him to be clean. He did have a couple wild pitches in that previous inning, and hopefully he can go at least 6. And then we can kind of go from there. So, I mean, I already had to deal with like 50 bots in the NFL stream last night. We ain't dealing with that here. The bots are infiltrating, but they're ruthless on the NFL side. Like 50 of them. It's like, quit that shit. All right, Navis, Trident's up. Victoria says 242. Let's go. 58 to get to 3. And that slider has just been absolutely fucking money for Gilbert here today. Well, if you ever are here when we do like NFL streams or just like that came up, it'll be a bot that'll come up, with like a random website, that's not even like MLB, to like go watch the game on this like random link. And instead of like one message, it'll be like 8. And then they'll continue doing more and more. And then there'll be another one and another one. And it gets a little ridiculous, and you have to boot them out quick, but then another one typically comes. So yeah, spam masters. 1-1 pitch. Inside with that slider. 2 balls and 1 strike to Dylan Dingler. Yeah, but it gets a little ridiculous on NFL streams for anyone that does NFL. I mean, sometimes you'll get them like every 10 seconds, and then you'll boot one out, and then another one will come in. I mean, it's a little crazy, but, I guess if you end up, growing as a streamer, it's something that you're going to have to kind of get used to. So the bigger of a channel that you end up being, the more haters, the more trolls, and the more bots you are going to have to deal with. That's just reality. So 2 balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Dingler. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Dingler. I assume most of them are not real people, but there may be that are some, that are linked to that particular message. And they say that one ends up barely getting Dingler there on the arm and hit by pitch. And Logan is starting to, I don't want to say Logan is having a meltdown because he's not, but a couple wild pitches and now he hits a guy, even though it was barely, we want to make sure he's locked in here. I mean, there's no need to take him out at this point when we're up 4-0, but let's try to be as good as we can all the way through. Next up is Parker Meadows. Meadows with a bunt. Great bunt there. Throw to first. Got him. And look at Naylor with the splits. If we don't have Josh Naylor at first, you don't realize how many outs that he gets for us that Ty France and other guys would not be able to get. Again, he is a magician at first base defensively. I mean, that's one of the best things about him, besides him swiping bags as a big guy, is his defense at first base as Gino bare hands it. Strong throw, great bunt attempt by Parker Meadows, but look at the stretch right there. And Ty France could only dream of stretching like that. Great job by Nails. Thank God he's here today, because that easily would have been a single. There's no doubt about it. Anybody else at first, Donovan Solano, Rowdy Tellez, Ty France, that's safe. Great job by Nails. Now we have a runner at second. We need a double play. Popped up, little blooper. And Robles throws it strong all the way to Cal, and we keep that runner stranded at third. Let's not let them score anything here. And now we got runners at first and third with 1 out. Come on, Logan. They're threatening now. And again, we need a double play right now desperately. Terry Carpenter, slow dribbler right up the middle. Double play, JP to Naylor. Get out of the inning. Keep that runner stranded at third and keep this 4-0 lead. Come on. Crawford single to left. Robles scored on the throwing error. 1-0. Arosarena single to center. Crawford scored. 2-0 Mariners. Gino had a homer. 3-0 Mariners. And then Big Dumper single to center. Dominic Canzone scored. 4-0 Mariners. But here in the bottom of the fifth, the Tigers are threatening. Give me that slow dribbler right up the middle. Give me that double play. JP to Naylor. Bang, bang. Let's get it. Come on, Logan. First pitch, low and away with the slider, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch. Slow dribbler towards first base, foul. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Carpenter. Bottom of the fifth, 4-0 Mariners. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Gilbert on the mound. Gary Carpenter in the box. Let's go, Logan. Finish strong. Come on, baby. Bottom of the fifth, 4-0 Seattle. Runners on the corners at first and third. 1-1 pitch. And a nice smothering job there by Cal to prevent that ball from going behind him. 2 balls and 1 strike from Gilbert to Carpenter. TJ in the building, what's good? Logan Gilbert on the mound. Gary Carpenter in the box. Bottom of the fifth, runners at first and third with 1 out. And this is the first time the Tigers are starting to threaten Seattle. 2-1 pitch. And fouls that one off towards first base. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kerry Carpenter. And hopefully we get that nasty slider for strike 3 or potentially a double play up the middle from JP to Naylor. We get out of the inning, but this is going to be key here. Come on now. Two pitch, low and away with the splitter off speed. 78 miles an hour there by Gilbert. We need that slider. Come on, Logan. Bottom of the 5th, runners on the corners at first and third with 1 out, 4-0 Seattle lead. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Kerry Carpenter. 3-2 pitch. Hit right up the middle. Double play. Got it. Wow. He says they juggled it. No way. Can I get a replay there? I want a replay to see. We got the force out at second with JP, but now they say it's 4-1. But can I see a replay? Almost the double play there. Come on, Naylor. Let's look at the replay. Can I get an angle here? Yeah, bad throw by JP. Fuck, man. And again, if the throw wasn't wild by JP, where Naylor has got to go fucking... He's got to go fucking horizontal like he's planking out there. Jesus. Man, so close. But by the time that the runner, hit home, he might have been already there anyways. Nice job by Detroit there. Next up is Gleyber Torres. And JP normally doesn't throw that wild, but that was on JP. If the throw was a little bit better, we're out of the inning at 4-0 more than likely. But now it's 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th with a runner at first and 2 outs. 1-1 pitch to Gleyber Torres. 1-1 pitch. Check swing. That one goes towards first base. Foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gleyber Torres. Come on, Logan. I know you might be getting a little tired. Finish strong. 1-2 pitch. And you're starting to get those pitches to hit the front part of that dirt there. We may need to take him out at some point. This might be, I know his pitch count is low, but you got to be able to evaluate, how he's pitching. He's 72 pitches in, but he looks like he's starting to lose it a little bit. And you don't want to have them hit a homer and then all of a sudden it's 4-3 instead of 4-1. Hopefully he can get this one last out, and this will be the last inning for him. I wouldn't bring him out in the 6th inning. But again, we want to make sure we have a good guy in the pen coming in, not Vargas, not Brash. It better be Spire or Bizzardo coming in the 6th. Splitter misses, low and away. Ay. Come on, Logan. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gleyber Torres. Well, we know, Daisy, that you're not watching the game because Flaherty's been out for many, many innings. They're already on their 3rd pitcher, so nice try, though. Three-two pitch. Little check swing. Get that. Cover first. Get it, Logan. There we go. Nice job there by Logan Gilbert covering first, which is, not easy. Not every pitcher has that skill set. And it's unfortunate that Naylor, couldn't hang on and squeeze onto that baseball. But again, if JP's throw was better, then maybe we're still sitting at 4-0. But I think that would be the last time that we see Logan Gilbert. I think that we should move on, because based on how he's looked in the 4th and the 5th, You know, he's only 1 or 2 pitches away from a big home run, and then all of a sudden the game is tied or maybe we're down. So hopefully they understand that and we move on. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners in the top of the 6th. Next up in the top of the 6th inning, 0 for 1 with a run, base on ball, and a K, DHing Dominic Canzone. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run and a K, right fielder who got the party started, Victor Robles. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a run and a base on ball, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And I would assume that they will continue to use Brant Herter since he only had 9 pitches in that last inning. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 400 likes, 100 on the dono train. And we're looking for 50 to 100 subs. Let's go. Don't be sorry. I can always tell when people are, doing parlays or people that are actually watching the game as fans. So no worries. But anytime anyone goes over, something like that, I immediately know if they're watching the game or not, or if they just bet. It's pretty clear. Top of the 6th inning, 4-1 Seattle. And no reason to be sorry. Obviously, there's going to be plenty of people bet on sports, but again, to be able to bet on sports, it's ideal to watch, the games that you're betting on. So that way, what's going on. ALDS game number 3, series tied is 1-1. Mariners 4, Tigers 1. And again, Detroit threatening, obviously, that previous inning, and Carpenter grounded out to the fielder's choice. Dingler scored before we were able to squeeze the mitt with Naylor there. And again, J.P. Crawford, not a great throw. Normally he's on point, but again, this is the playoffs and, a lot on the line. And again, we got to win this game. We had a 3-hour rain delay, and hopefully we can find a way to close this out. First pitch from Herter to Dominic Canzone. Or was that Mitch Garver? Oh, Mitch Garver was hitting. Wow. Why is Mitch Garver in? Jesus Christ. Really? Having Mitch Garver come in is like having Luke Raley come in for Victor Robles. Why? And he swung on the first pitch and popped out. Wasted at bat. Stupid. Keep Dom the whole time. Next up is Victor Robles. Another questionable decision by Dan Wilson. Jesus Christ. Mitch Garver? And a line drive there on the first pitch. And we want Herter to get the pitch count up. We don't want to get 2 outs on 2 pitches. Christ. And that's 2 away. Garver popped up. Robles lined out to the shortstop. 2 away. Let's work the count a little bit, you two. Next up is shortstop J.P. Crawford. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Come on, JP. 1 for 1 with a single walk and a run. 0-1 pitch. JP crushes it, going deep, and it's gone. Let's go. J.P. Crawford says, you know what? I'm going to be a fucking hero today. 5-1 Mariners. Fuck yeah. Let's go. And we knew that J.P. Crawford was due for a home run. We mentioned that earlier in the stream. And what does J.P. do? Come up in the biggest moments after we get Mitch Garver and Victor Robles to get out in the first 2 pitches. And J.P. Crawford, let's go. Let's go. Our time, baby. That's the only thing that was going to make up for those 2 outs and 2 pitches. Right fucking there. And again, you never know who's going to be a hero. And sometimes when you get guys on the bottom end of the order in the 7, 8, and 9 hole, you know, you're going to get a little bit of magic. And that's the type of magic that we like to see. Brant Herter was feeling confident. He got out Garver, popped up first pitch. Robles lined out second pitch. And then not so fast. J.P. Crawford coming up big. Solo dinger. 5-1 Mariners. And we get that run back that we gave up in the previous inning. Great job, J.P. Crawford. Amazing. Hell yeah. Ice water in the veins, baby. Herter is done. And now they're going to be bringing in Montero. Fucking A, JP. I knew you were due. Great job. And Kaida Montero coming into the matchup. And next up for Montero, as we get back from the commercial break in the top of the 6th with 2 outs, is Randy Arozarena. I mean, he might be the laziest left fielder on planet Earth, but he can hit from time to time. Let's go, Randy. Let's go, baby. First pitch in there for a strike to Randy Arozarena. 0-1 count. Absolutely no doubter. AR in the building. What's good, brother? 9 more likes to get to 300. Let them know, TJ. 736 in the room. We should be able to get to 450 before the stream is up. I mean, this is what they get for making us wait 3 hours in a rain delay. They weren't going to get the same result, 0-5, during the regular season on a rain delay. Not in the postseason, baby. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. And again, when you can end up getting guys that aren't normally home run hitters, you know, to come up big, again, Gino was due, JP was due, and again, you know, Dominic Canzone, Victor Robles, and Josh Naylor are due, as well as Randy Arozarena. And then again, we know at some point, you know, Cal, Julio, and you know, Polo will do their thing, you know, but there are a few guys that we can check off that list now. Gino and JP got their job done, but at some point, Randy, Naylor, Dom, and Victor will homer. Maybe not tonight, but possibly in the series, or maybe if we're lucky, when we play the Blue Jays. Big swing and a miss, and down he goes. And that is out number 3. But not after J.P. Crawford gives us a little bit of magic. And again, when you can get a home run from your 9-hole hitter, right, after you just gave up, you know, kind of a shitty throw to Naylor, and he comes right back. You know, normally you make a great play on defense, right? And then you get up next, and then you homer, right? And it's not often where you fuck up, right, and have a shitty throw to Naylor at first, and then you come up in the next inning and you hit a dinger. That's pretty rare. And I'm so happy that J.P. Crawford did that for us to make up for that run that he gave up. And it's essentially the same, you know, position that we were at just a few moments ago. 5-1 Seattle. Let's fucking go. Trident's up. Seize the moment. Fucking A, JP. Hell yeah. Gained another 7 subs since the commercial break. 37 to go to be able to get to 22,600. Let's see if we can get that. Let's go, baby. Let's see who's up next year for the Tigers. Next up for the Tigers, 0 for 2, DHing for Detroit, Colt Keith. Batting second, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, left fielder Riley Green. And batting third, 0 for 2, first baseman Spencer Torkelson. Now, and again, if you're going to have, someone come in at DH, why Mitch Garver? He's the last guy. Again, I would rather have guys like Leo Rivas, Cole Young, Ben Williamson, hell, Harry Ford, give a guy a chance to do something. Like, if Mitch isn't, the only reason Mitch should be able to get hits, or attempts is if he's fucking catching, and he has to. But there's no reason to have him at DH. I mean, we know what a good DH looks like. Edgar Martinez, Hall of Famer. Mitch Garver, not so much. And realistically, he won't be on the team next year. But, and I get it. When you go lefties, you want a righty in there. Righties, you want lefties in there. But at some point, you have to understand, if the righty isn't good, it's not going to matter. You might as well go for a lefty on lefty matchup. And if the player is good, like Leo Rivas, he's got a better chance to bunt or get a hit or draw a walk rather than Mitch Garver. Just saying, I can't complain though. We're up 5-1, but it's just like putting in fucking Luke Raley for Victor Robles. That was a stupid move, and again, hopefully we don't see too much of that. And I get it. He wants to get other guys involved, but again, you have to not make friends. You have to coach. You have to manage. And you got to have the best players playing. You can't make everyone happy. Facts. Logan Gilbert is still out there. And I'm not sure if I agree with this, but hopefully he'll get a few quick outs here to make it worthwhile. First pitch, takes a strike looking outside of the zone, called strike, 0-1 count. Colt Keith in the box. Logan Gilbert on the mound. 0-1 pitch. Takes another strike looking outside of the zone on the line, but probably should have been balls. But again, expanded strike zone for this ump has been, like this whole series, and especially today. 0-2 pitch to Colt Keith. Low and away. Splitter missing there. 81 miles an hour off speed from Logan Gilbert. 1 ball and 2 strikes in the bottom of the 6th. 5-1 Mariner lead. Come on, Logan. Let's see if we can get a couple punch outs before you exit. 1-2 pitch. Beautiful strikeout on that splitter. Are you kidding me? Okay. There we go. Looking a little bit better. You were shaky with a couple wild pitches in the 4th. Got a little in the 5th. You got some electricity now. 1 away. Great job, Logan. Next up is Riley Green. First pitch from Gilbert to Green. Low and into the dirt. Slider missing, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch. Low and at the knees. Back-to-back sliders missing by inches. 2 balls and no strikes from Gilbert to Green. Give me this fire. Give me this intensity. Let's go, Logan. Finish strong. Two-0 pitch. Popped up. And hopefully this will stay in play. Or if it goes out of play, get that. There we go. Gino with the good defense, baby. And again, we know his defense statistically has gone down since the first time he was on Seattle. Now the numbers are down, but every once in a while, he can still make some plays at third. Nice job, Gino. 2 away. Next up is Spencer Torkelson. Bottom of the 6th, 5-1 Mariner lead. First pitch takes a strike swinging right down the middle by Torque. 0-1 count. I see Blue Jays are absolutely stomping the Yankees again. That one more than likely will be over in a sweep, and Dodgers will sweep the Phillies, and we'll find out if the Cubs have anything, left in the tank if they can prevent getting swept by Milwaukee. That'd be crazy if we have 3 sweeps and then this series ends up, going to 4 or 5. But I mean, Milwaukee sweeping the Cubs isn't that shocking, but Dodgers sweeping the Phillies is, in my opinion. I figured Philadelphia would win at least a game at home, and they weren't able to do that. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And I think Boston would have matched up better with Toronto, but they wouldn't have beat them, though. I mean, the same type of thing would happen to them as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Spencer Torkelson. One-two pitch. Big swing and a miss. Great finish by Logan. You kidding me? There we go. Way to bring that fucking electricity into the 6th inning. 5-1 Mariners. My boy. Looked shaky in the 4th and the 5th and said, you know what? I'll get it done for us. And he did. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 7 Ks, 85 pitches, 50 strikes, 1.50 ERA. Is that good? Damn right. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Let's add on a few more runs. What do you say? We're due for another home run at some point. Next up, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a base on ball. The big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Jorge Polanco. We got an opportunity out of these 3 batters. Someone could possibly hit a home run here to extend our lead, or we might be able to manufacture back-to-back-to-back hits to get an RBI, which would be fantastic as well. Let's fucking go, baby. Trident's up. Seize the moment. Gained a few more subs. 35 to go to 22,600. And where are we at on the likes? We got 772 in the room. Have we hit 300 yet? Hopefully we can hit somewhere between that 350 and 450 range before the game is up. But, I mean, we could potentially hit 500 if we could get a little bit of support. And what are we at? 48, 52 to go on the Dono train. We're at 317. Oh, we can definitely get to 450, 500 for sure. Let's go, baby. The best catcher in the game. And again, someone's going to get MVP, and a lot of people, are split on it, outside of Mariner fans wanting Cal and Yankee fans wanting Judge. I mean, if there was ever a year there should be a co-MVP, it's this year. There's no doubt about it. You can't not let Judge or Cal win the award. And having one win and the other not winning is ridiculous based on how they played this year. And obviously Shohei is by himself, as the National League MVP. But if there was ever a year, Cal was a catcher. The home run record was 48. He's at 60. That has to mean something. And obviously we know Judge missed 10 games and his batting average is always going to be elite, and he's always going to be elite in almost every fucking category, except maybe defense once in a while. More responsibility for Cal than Judge, but you can't discredit how great Judge is. He's like the modern day, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Joe DiMaggio, playing in this particular era. And then we got like the modern day, Johnny Bench type of guy, playing right now. I mean, we've had a lot of catchers over the years, Carlton Fisk, Gary Carter, Yogi Berra, Johnny Bench, Hud Rodriguez, Mike Piazza, Buster Posey. I can go on and on and on. But Cal is a one of one. 0-2 pitch.
Big swing and a miss. No home run there for Cal. And that is 1 away. But I think, a co-MVP would be, obviously something that they should do this year. But will they do it? Probably not. Next up, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Show us something here. Let's go. First pitch, low and at the knees from Montero. 1-0 count. Guider Montero on the mound. Julio in the box. Top of the 7th inning, 5-1 M's. Julio, slow dribbler to third. Throw to first by McKinstry. And got him. 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, second baseman Jorge Polanco. Montero on the mound, Polo in the box. Looks like Gilbert's day is done, which is good. Brash, Spire, and Munoz. Uh-oh. I don't know if I like that. Give me Spire for 2 innings rather than Brash for 1. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. Polo in the box. Montero on the mound. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Jorge Polanco. I mean, I know we're up 5-1, but if we bring Brash out there, hell, the game could be 5-3 after he's done, and I don't want that. Trust is earned, not given. Respect is earned, not given. And consistency is king. And again, we haven't had consistency out of Brash since the All-Star break, as well as Carlos Vargas. Avoid those guys if you can. 3-0 pitch from Montero, and great eye by Polo, and that's a walk. After seeing the first 2 batters, Cal and Julio, not able to do what we wanted them to do, but again, we got a runner at first. Polo ends up getting the walk, and let's see if Josh Naylor, baby on the way, we assume, can get something done. Let's go, Josh. Another individual that is overdue for a big play. Let's go, Nails. And Naylor, line drive into right field, and that is out number 3. Hard hit ball, a little bit better than those slow dribblers that we've been seeing out of Naylor, but again, right into the mitt. They're into right field to Kerry Carpenter. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning and see who's up next here for the Tigers. TJK with a 5er. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Another $5 holla on the Dono train. Appreciate you, TJK. Need a few more subs. 34 to go to 22,600. Let's see if we can get that today. Next up for the Tigers, 0 for 2 with a K, third baseman Zach McKinstry. Batting second, 1 for 1 with a run, catcher Dylan Dingler. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, center fielder Parker Meadows. And final line for Logan Gilbert, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 7 Ks, 85 pitches, 50 strikes. Great job. Exactly what we needed from our starting pitcher. And Brash is coming out. Everyone, hold your breath. I hope it works out. My pup just came in the room. She misses dad. Matt Brash coming in. Leading off will be Zach McKinstry. On deck, Dylan Dingler. Batting third, Parker Meadows. Don't fuck this up, Brash. First pitch in there for a strike looking on McKinstry. 0-1 count. Brash on the mound, McKinstry in the box. Oh, 1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Zach McKinstry. Gilbert threw 85 pitches, 50 strikes. Finished with 7 Ks. 1-1 pitch fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Zach McKinstry. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Zach McKinstry. And you know when Brash is good, is when he ends up being ahead of the count. But if he ends up, getting into a 2-0 count, 3-0 count, 3-1 count, or even a 3-2 count like right now, after that pitch is high and away, that's not ideal. Normally when Brash is good, it's like when Mooney is good. You're getting strikes early and often, and you're getting into an 0-2 count. And then once you go to an 0-2 count, if you don't get the strikeout, you get a pop-up or a ground out easy. But I don't think it's going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy here. Little slow dribbler, JP, throw to Naylor, good throw that time, and that is 1 away. Thank God. Down goes McKinstry, and that is 1 away. Trust is earned, and trust is something that we see with consistency, and unfortunately Brash has not been consistent after the All-Star break. Now, prior to the All-Star break, he was awesome. Him and Mooney were amazing, but, I don't know what happened after the All-Star break. Next up is Dylan Dingler. First pitch by Dingler, fouls it off into right field, slider, 0-1 count. But so far, so good here for Brash, and hopefully that will continue in this inning. We get Brash this inning, Pizzardo, and then Mooney, or Spire and Mooney, and then we end it. Little dribbler towards third base, foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Dingler. Pitch is low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dylan Dingler. One-two pitch. JP is there. Strong throw. Naylor is there. Back-to-back plays with JP and Naylor. We love having those guys on defense. 2 away. And you can kind of feel like the air has been sucked out of the Comerica Park, after that JP Crawford home run to extend the lead. But it's not over until it is over. Everyone knows that in baseball. All it takes is a meltdown here and there, and, stuff can happen. Next up is Parker Meadows. First pitch from Brash to Meadows. In there for a strike. 0-1 count. And it's nice to be able to see Brash get that first pitch strike, which he was having a problem with when he was having his meltdowns. Flaherty had 6 punch-outs before he got pulled in the 3rd inning. He had a meltdown, and we took advantage. 0-1 pitch, low and away with the slider. 1 ball and 1 strike to Parker Meadows. 1-1 pitch, slow dribbler. Naylor is there, and that's as clean as we've seen Brash in a long fucking time. Thank God. There we go. And now we don't have to see Brash anymore. He did his job. And again, when Brash is bad, it's not like he gives up 1 run. He gives up like fucking 4 lately. And same thing with Carlos Vargas. And it's just great to see after how great Logan Gilbert and the hitting has been today, for him not to fuck it all up. Great job. End of the 7th inning. Let's go to the top of the 8th and add on another run if we can. Let's go. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a run, RBI, and a base on ball. Third baseman, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. Batting second, filling in for Dominic Canzone. Hopped up in his first at-bat. Don't know why he's playing, Mitch Garver. But again, if you're going to make the most of your opportunities, you better do this and go yard. So that way we actually get something out of you. Let's see if Mitch can do the impossible. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run and a K. The person that got the party started early for us, Victor Robles. And we knew, not having Victor for a good chunk of the year really hurt us, not only in right field, but, his bat and just his vibes. And I'm so happy that he's back at this key time that we need him the most. Trident's up, seize the moment. Gained 6 more subs since the last commercial break. We only need 28 now to get to 22,600. Can we get an update on the like count? We got 788 in the room. Let's shoot for 400 before the stream ends. But we got to get to 300 first if we're not there yet. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 400 likes. Cave Troll says we're at 347, so we're in range. 53 more to go to hit 4. And if we can hit somewhere between 4 and 5 before the stream ends would be great. And we're at 53 on the dono train, 47 to go to hit that goal. Montero still out there for the Tigers. And Eugenio Suarez in the box. Oh, 1 pitch. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. One pitch from Montero to Gino. Slow dribbler towards third. Should be a routine play. Throw to first. Off 1 a bounce and got him. Nice save there from Torque. And that is 1 away. Nice job by Spencer Torkelson there covering first, just like Naylor does for us for Seattle. Down goes Gino, and that is 1 away. And instead of Mitch Garver, they're going to go Luke Raley. Gosh, they're just like going like the worst possible options of fucking hitters. First pitch takes a strike looking with the knuckle curve, 80 miles an hour to Luke Raley. And again, Luke, is a guy that will always hustle, but he's had a terrible year. Timing off, injured, and is a liability on offense and defense. I mean, hell, even if the balls were coming at 50 miles an hour, he can't get a fucking hit. It's terrible this year. I would rather have Cole Young, getting opportunities, or Harry Ford or Ben Williamson than him. 0-2 pitch. And wow, he's so lucky. He got hit in the knee. And that's the only way he can get to first base other than a walk. But I guess I'll take it. Nice job, Luke. But one thing I can't appreciate about him, he hustles. The opposite of this guy in left field when ground balls come into his area. So at least we can get a guy that we know that will hustle. Nice job, Luke. Next up is Victor Robles. Kind of sad when the only way you can get on base is if you get hit by a pitch or walked. But I guess that's where Luke Raley is at right now, but I'll take it. First pitch, low and away to Victor Robles for a Montero, 0-1 count. Paul with a $5. Appreciate you, Paul. Stacks, Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you, Paul. Another 5 on the Dono train. O2 pitch. And Victor hits it into right field and drops. Let's go. Let's go. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Luke, go. Yes. And an error there by the Tigers. We love that, baby. And that's a big double there from Victor Robles on another mistake out there by Detroit. And Luke Raley the third. Let's fucking go. Kerry Carpenter, it's not your day, my guy. Hell yeah. Nice job by Robles. Nice job by Raley with the base running. And let's see if we can get one more run here. Next up is JP Crawford. Let's go, JP. Last time JP was up, he did one of these. Let's go. Big error by Kerry Carpenter. We love that. Love it. Love it. 5-1 Mariners with runners at second and third and 1 out. Let's see if we can get one more run or more. Magic number was 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And we're 1 hit away from hitting that. We got the runs, but we need one more hit to get to 7. And we're going to get it before the game is up. Believe that. 1-0 pitch. High and away. 2 balls and no strikes to JP Crawford. Dave in Canada with a 7. Appreciate you. Stacks, Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $7 holla on the Dono train. Appreciate you. 2-0 pitch. Low and away with the knuckle curve. Off speed, 80 miles an hour. 3-0 count from Montero to Crawford. Meltdown incoming. Let's go. .30 pitch, fouled off. 3 balls and 1 strike to JP Crawford. .31 pitch, fouls that one off. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. Let's go, JP. Top of the 8th, runners at second and third with 1 out. M's up by 4, but we want more. JP pops that up into left field. Luke Raley tags up. Run, Luke, run! And he gets in. There we go. Luke Raley making the most of his opportunity, doing something that Randy only wishes he could do. Hustle. 6-1 Mariners. Fuck yeah. Way to bring that electricity, Luke. That's what I'm talking about, baby. 3-hour rain delay. No problem. Next up is Randy Arosarena. And Dingler, the throw to third from McKinstry, and Robles is thrown out. I don't think we needed to really be overly aggressive right there. I mean, we could have just went with Randy and seen if he could have gotten a home run or an RBI. That was a little unnecessary. You know, we could have just kept him at second base and kind of, you know, if you're going to do a hit and run type of scenario there, but great throw by Dingler, great tag by McKinstry, and not the smartest play there by Victor Robles. But again, we have had some issues with timing, on the base paths. Now we are up 6-1, and Raley just scored, and obviously they were getting very thirsty to try to get another guy in. If Randy could have got a single, it would have been much easier to score from third to second. I get it, But you have to, pick and choose your battles. And I think in that situation, that was a little unnecessary. When you're down, then you do that. But when you're up by 5, there was no need for him to do that at that particular moment. But great job by Detroit. You got to give him credit. Great throw, great defense by Dingler to McKinstry. And let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning, up by 5. Next up for the Tigers, 1 for 2, shortstop Javi Baez. Batting second, 0 for 3 with an RBI and a K. And a recent error that definitely was not ideal for Detroit, right fielder Kerry Carpenter. And batting third, 2 for 3, the former Yankee, second baseman Gleyber Torres. And Bizzardo is coming in. Gained a few more subs. And now we only need 25 to hit 22,600. Let's go. Good job by Brash. We haven't said that in a long time. And we're going to go with our most consistent guy in the pen that's not a closer, and Eduard Bizzardo. Eduard Bizzardo and Andres Munoz are the most trustworthy that we have in the pen. There's no doubt about that. And you have to understand how bad Bizzardo was last year. He was one of the worst on the team with Taylor Saucedo. And he actually has turned himself into the best. Better than Brash, better than Spire. He's number 1 in the pen. And he worked really hard to get to this point. And I'm so happy he's on the roster. Let's have a good clean inning here for Bizzardo. Baez up first. Carpenter up second. And Gleyber up third. First pitch, low and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and inside on the line. 1 ball and 1 strike to Javi Baez. Baez in the box, Bizzardo on the mound. One pitch, takes a strike looking on the opposite line with the slider. Going sinker, slider by Bizzardo. He is nasty. 1 ball and 2 strikes as time is called for Javi Baez. I don't think the time is going to help you though, Baez. Bizzardo is locked in. One-two pitch. And that's strike 3. One away. Nice job with Bizzardo bringing that electricity right out of the gates. Nice job, Eduard. Down goes Baez on strikes looking, 1 away. Next up is Kerry Carpenter. On deck, Gleyber Torres. First pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 0-1 count. Beautiful. He is locked in. One pitch. Takes another strike on the line. No balls and 2 strikes to Kerry Carpenter. And Eduard is locked in, baby. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs by my boy, Eduard Bizzardo. Let's go. 2 away. Next up is Gleyber Torres. First pitch, high and inside, 1-0 count. 6-3 Toronto in the top of the 4th. The Blue Jays will sweep the Yankees more than likely. 1-0 pitch popped up into right field. And Robles and Julio almost collide. Julio kind of got into Victor's area. And no worries there. They laugh it off. And that is out number 3. All right, let's go to the top of the 9th and see if we can get one more. Great job by Bizzardo and Brash. And then we can bring in Mooney and obviously shut the door down completely. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 500 likes, 200 on the dono train, and 50 to 100 subs. Let's go. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 4 with an RBI and 2 Ks. Left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, 1 for 3 with an RBI, base on ball, and a K. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And batting third, 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up, seize the moment. Let's go, Julio. Let them know, TJ. We got 845 in the room. We should be able to get to 400 or 500 if we can just get a little bit of support by the people watching. 8 more to 400. Okay, I was going to say, I was hoping that we would be higher there. But if we can get to 5 before the stream ends, that would be great. Let's go, baby. Exactly what we wanted. And again, I was very confident, even with the rain delay. You know, we're 0-5 in rain delays. So obviously the Tiger fans, you know, were very excited thinking we were going to go 0 for 6. But the thing that they forgot, this is the postseason. We got Logan Gilbert on the mound. Now, if we had Bryce Miller and he was off, yeah, this could have been a game. Maybe the score is flipped, you know. But again, with Logan doing Logan type of things, and obviously the bats coming alive, you know, it's been a great day. And again, if we can hang on, you know, in a couple more minutes, we'll be up 2-1, and then we'll have a chance to end the series tomorrow. Casey Mize on the mound for the Tigers, and I assume it'll be Bryce Miller on the mound unless they decide to go a different direction, which is possible. You never know. But again, if we're going to have Bryce Miller on the mound tomorrow, we will need a similar type of score. You know, I would assume we're going to probably need 5, 6, 7 runs, you know, to give him some support. You know, we know Miller on the road sometimes has issues. Hanafi on the mound, Randy Arozarena in the box. But, you know, we'll see how that all plays out. And Randy with a nice hit towards first base. Run, Randy! And Randy with a stand-up double, baby. There we go. Nice job by Randy. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. No, Kirby cannot pitch tomorrow. If Kirby is going to pitch, it would be in Game 5 at home, where we would want him against Skubal on short rest. And then obviously, if it, you know, that situation happened, I like our chances. You know, Skubal's 0-3 against the Mariners, and you know, pretty much beats everyone besides us. So. All Day says we're at 402. Let's see if we can get 98 more likes to get to 5 before the stream ends. We got 870 in the room. Top of the 9th, 6-1 Mariner lead. You couldn't have asked for a better finish after a 3-hour rain delay, because apparently some teams don't believe in retractable roofs or roofs in general. Seattle is smart. We know what to do. We got one. Cal hits it deep, center field, and it is gone! Let's go! Let's go! Big dumper! Let's go. 2-run jack. 8-1 Mariners. Let's go, baby. Big Dumper strikes again with Randy Rosarino on board. 8-1 Seattle. Let's go. Let's go. You know I wore the Cal today, baby. Let's get it. Trident's up. Let's go. Hell yeah. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. First pitch is high and away to Julio. 1-0 count. Thank you, Hanafi. Julio hit deep to center field, but this stays in play. And that is 1 away. TJK with a 5er. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Another $5 holla on the Dono train. Wow, the dump here guy got the ball. Unbelievable. They showed that guy in the pregame that had the dump here 61 custom hoodie or jersey, and he actually got the ball off the bounce. And again, sometimes, if you have confidence, in yourself, and you have a little bit of luck on your side, sometimes shit like that can happen. You almost like talk it into existence, and he got the ball. Unbelievable. But I can believe it. I ended up getting a Julio Rodriguez rookie foul ball. And then 2 weeks later, I told everyone on the channel I would get an Aaron Judge ball, and people laughed, because they thought that's impossible. And what happened? I went to the Mariner game 2 weeks later after getting the Julio ball, and I got an Aaron Judge ball in that 62 home run season that Judge had a couple years ago. So nice job by Dump Here 61 guy. That'll be on social media. Awesome. Can't believe he got it. That is so cool. Look at that. Off the bounce. And he got it. Wow. He had to lean over, but he got it. Incredible. And he's got the dump 62. Wow. Look at him. Dude, that guy is awesome. Dude, he had the 61 and 62 custom shirts made. That is awesome. And he'll have a chance for, if he goes to the game tomorrow to get it again. Popped up. And Naylor fouls out to third. Wow. Unbelievable. But again, sometimes, if you're in the right place at the right time and you have that confidence and you have a little luck, sometimes you have those crazy moments that people would think you have no chance of getting the ball. And they actually showed him on the pregame show. And I thought to myself, how cool would it be if he actually got the ball? And now 9 innings later and a 3-hour rain delay, he had to get it off the bounce and lean over, but he fucking got it. Incredible. He's going to remember that forever. Reflect with a 5er. Appreciate you. Unreal. Stacks. Racks with another Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Let's go. Another $5 holla. I'm so happy for that guy. From anyone that's ever gotten a ball at a game, whether it be a home run ball, a foul ball, or even a ball that's thrown into the stands after the inning ends. It's hard. It's not easy getting a ball. And again, sometimes, right place, right time, a little bit of luck, and also showing that you're dedicated, to, the vision, making custom shirts. And he actually got it. And you know what? It wouldn't even surprise me if Cal homers tomorrow that he gets another one. It's really crazy how the universe works, but that was very awesome. 8-1 Seattle. And we're going to be bringing in, you would assume, Andres Munoz to shut the door down. I was about to say that guy's time was running out, but he got it in the 9th. I got my Julio foul ball in the 9th inning as well in his rookie year. And they're going to bring in Ferguson for Bizzardo. Why? Caleb Ferguson, why? Because we're up 8-1? Jesus Christ. Really? It's like Dan Wilson thinking this is the only time that he'll be able to bring him in the series at this point moving forward. Golly, don't fuck this up, Caleb. I don't trust you. I mean, you're just as bad as Brash and fucking Carlos Vargas. Christ. But we are up 8-1. And he's got the Dump 62 here, custom sweatshirt also. Awesome. Next up is Colt Keith. On deck, Riley Green. Batting third, Spencer Torkelson. Everyone hold their breath. Hopefully we can... Oh, and they got Rogers coming in. Pinch hitting. So they can say Mooney for tomorrow. I get it. First pitch, low and at the knees. 1-0 count. Jake Rogers, he's got a stash from the past. But now he's got the beard going on. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jake Rogers. Ferguson on the mound. And Jake Rogers in the box. Yeah, I mean, especially if we're in range to use Mooney tomorrow to close out the series, obviously I understand. I mean, it would be great if we could win it, tomorrow with Miller on the mound going against Casey Mize. But then also, if it goes to Game 5, it goes back to Seattle. Skubal on short rest versus Kirby. And Rogers with a hit right up the middle. Good job, Caleb, you idiot. I mean, hell, it's better to put in Gabe Spire at this moment rather than fucking Ferg. If you're going to go for a lefty, Christ. Just gave up a hit for a guy that's been sitting the whole fucking series. Jahmai Jones coming in. First pitch to Jahmai Jones. Inside, 1-0 count. Jones in the box. Ferg on the mound. One-0 pitch. Low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Jahmai Jones. Bottom of the 9th, 8-1 Mariners with a runner at first and no outs. 2-0 pitch. Jesus Christ, can't even hit the strike zone. 3 balls and no strikes to Jahmai Jones. Dumb decision by bringing in fucking Caleb Ferguson, idiot. Anybody but him or Vargas. 3-0 pitch turns into a walk. What are we doing? I mean, you're just like wasting this opportunity of how great we were doing, and now that's back to back. Should have just went with Mooney right away. I know you want to save him for tomorrow, but we don't even know if we're going to be in position to use him tomorrow. Use him, while he's available. It's like, when you're at 4th down and 1 on the 1-yard line, the Jags against the Chiefs, and they ended up going for it instead of taking the 3. Take the fucking points when they're there. A lot of times it comes back to bite you, but they were lucky to have a pick 6 that went 99 yards to win the game for them, as well as Trevor Lawrence falling over himself, getting stepped on, and getting that game-winning touchdown. Yeah, you stink, Ferg. I mean, the guy can't hit the zone at all. Next up is Spencer Torkelson, 0 for 3. First pitch. Can't even hit the strike zone. Cal has to fucking get in the way to make sure that doesn't get past and the runners advance. Come on now. Now Mooney is throwing. 1-0 pitch. Oh, unbelievable. He hit a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Spencer Torkelson. Torque in the box. Caleb on the mound. 1-1 pitch. Inside. 4-seam fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike to Spencer Torkelson. This guy can't hit the zone. Pull him. I mean, the longer you go, they're going to get bases loaded, and then what? A grand slam, and then all of a sudden, the game is on the line. Idiot Dan Wilson. I mean, let alone this guy should never come in the 6th, 7th, or the 8th, but not the fucking end of the game. Dumbass. 3 balls and 1 strike with runners at first and second. Game could have already been over by now if Mooney was in. Idiot. 3-1 pitch. Fucking strike finally. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Spencer Torkelson. Three-two pitch. Oh, look, a hit. Oh, wow. You said take it easy on fucking Caleb. Yeah, I'm really going to take it easy. 8-3. Yeah, I'm really going to take it easy. Fuck out of here with that. Should have never brought him into the beginning in the first place. Next up is Ibanez. First pitch, high and away. Oh, guess what? Another ball to Andy Ibanez. 1-0 count. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like you want to finish, the way that you started. You don't want to, give them these freebie bullshit, runs at the end because of Dan Wilson's dumbass decision making. We want to make sure we have that momentum. You don't want to give them any hope going into tomorrow. Regardless if we're still going to win, that's not the point. The point is finishing strong and winning 8-1 with Mooney on the mound and closing the door, giving them no fucking hope that they're going to win the game or fucking tomorrow. 2-1 pitch. High and away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Andy Ibanez. It's more than just the W is a W. You don't understand sports if you think that. Oh, look, another hit. I imagine we should be okay with this as well. I mean, if you're a casual sports fan, you don't understand. But for us that have been doing this team, game in and game out, pitch in and pitch out, there's no way in hell the game should have went from 8-1 to 8-4. No way in hell. And again, you have Dan Wilson to blame and all those idiots that are, oh, it's okay. It's okay. Fuck no, it's not okay. We want to win the series. Okay? And again, if you give a team momentum in the previous game, sometimes that'll carry over till tomorrow. I mean, we've done it ourselves where we get blasted. We end up getting, 3-4 runs in the 9th, and then we use that momentum in the next game. I mean, if you're a casual, you don't fucking understand, But again, if you're a fanatic, you understand, that every run, every hit matters, even if you're going to win the game, period. That was a dumbass decision. What did he think? That Caleb Ferguson was going to get out there and smoke the whole fucking rotation out there? Idiot. Should have finished this game with Mooney and we would have been able to win 8-1. And again, saving him for tomorrow, that's assuming that we actually have the lead tomorrow. We might get blasted tomorrow and we might not even have a chance to use him. You got to do what's right in front of you, not what you think is going to happen tomorrow. I mean, I hope we win tomorrow. I hope we're close tomorrow if it ends up coming to that. But there's no guarantee that we can even use Mooney tomorrow. Dan Wilson, you fucking idiot. Yeah, I didn't need you anyways. Every hit matters. Every run matters. Period. If we only could, you know, give Edgar and Seitzer the reins. It's like, you know, putting in Luke Raley for Victor Robles. That doesn't make any sense. You know, having Mitch Garver DH. No. You know, like, again, it's like you want to make sure that you're managing, you know, to the best of your ability. Period. You know, and again, if you're a casual, oh, you guys are still going to win. That's not the point. You know, it's the principle of it all. You know, there's no guarantee we win tomorrow. And again, if it goes to game 5, we like our chances with Kirby and Scooball. You know, he's 0-3 against us. But we don't want to get it to that point. If we can end it tomorrow, that's what we want. But we don't want to give them any fucking hope or faith that they can get it done. We've already seen Brash with a meltdown of 4 runs, and we lost. Right? Vargas with a 4-run meltdown, and we lost. Luckily, we have 8 right now. But what if the score was 5-4? You know? And it was 5-1 and it turns into 5-4. You know, again, it's the principle. Even my fucking pup understands it. She's not even in this room. She said, woof, woof, Caleb Ferguson, garbage. And now Mooney is coming in. And you wanted to save him, and now you ended up using him. What a waste. First pitch. Oh, look, a strike. What do you know? 0-1 count. Let's go, Mooney. One pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Mooney to Dylan Dingler. Pitches low and away on that slider. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first and no outs. And that's the worst part. It was 8-1, and now it's 8-4 with fucking a guy on first with no outs. Now, I don't care if we win this game 8-7. This is ridiculous. And Dingler pops it up. And Randy is there, and we have to be fucking lucky it wasn't a ground ball. Otherwise, that would have been a fucking triple with his lazy ass fucking jogging, not hustling. 1 away. Next up is Parker Meadows. Bottom of the 9th, runner at first, 8-4 Mariners. Should have been a 8-1 final. You know, but again, that's Dan Wilson for you. You know, it's the first time managing. But again, you just can't make friends. You know, you just can't make everyone happy. You know? And again, if you're going to go with a lefty at the end, right? You go with Gabe Spire, not fucking Caleb, you dumbass. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. I mean, if you're going to put a guy in the game that normally isn't in the game, you put in someone that's good, not one of the worst on the team, just because you're up 8-1. Like, what did he think? That Caleb Ferguson was magically going to turn into Randy Johnson? You fucking idiot. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Parker Meadows. Trident's up. $5 holla. Appreciate you. Another $5 holla on the Dono train. Last time I checked, Caleb Ferguson is not the big unit. Bottom of the 9th, runner at first with 1 out. I mean, it'd be nice to get a double play and end it here, or back-to-back punch-outs by Mooney. 1-2 pitch. Low and inside at the knees with the slider off speed, 84 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Parker Meadows. And a line drive right there to Naylor. Double play. And that's the ball game. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. But the game should have been an 8-1 final. I mean, you ended up using Mooney anyways. But again, you know, if that doesn't give you an idea of, you know, good managing, bad managing, you know, again, we're lucky that we ended up having 8. But you don't want to give them any fucking hope that they can win this series. Final score, Mariners 8, Tigers 4, even though it should have been 8-1. But we won, so we'll take that. And when the Mariners win, what do? We fucking dance. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Up 2-1 in the series, baby. And hopefully, if we go with Bryce Miller against Casey Mize, we're going to have to put up a lot of runs, probably 5 to 8, tomorrow, more than likely, unless Bryce has one of these amazing performances that he can pull out of his ass. But his splits on the road compared to him being at home, he's the most inconsistent starter that we have. Wu is injured. We have no access to him, right? He's not on the ALDS roster. You got Kirby, who's a G, Gilbert, who's a G, Castillo has been amazing, right? But Miller, it's like you don't really know. It's like, him, Logan Evans, Emerson Hancock, they're all, at times okay, but then also at times kind of a liability. And again, I don't know if you can win a close, low-scoring game with Bryce Miller, at this point. So hopefully, we can strike early and often, and the bats can end up winning it for us, and we can end up advancing to play more than likely the Blue Jays. As we see that the Yankees have caught up, they're doing everything in their life to prevent the sweep. It's 6-6 in the bottom of the fourth, but hopefully Toronto just ends it, and then we can go from there. But Logan Gilbert with the dub, Flaherty with the loss, and again, you don't want to give this team any type of hope. And I appreciate every single person that liked, subbed, donated, commented, shared. And again, we're not going to let anything go. Again, if you're a casual, again, this is for Fanatics here. We watch every pitch, every game, beginning to end, and yeah, we already knew we were going to win the game, but that's beyond the point. It's about putting the right players in at the right time and maximizing every opportunity to make sure that they have no fucking hope going into tomorrow. That's facts. Monkey Kung Fu with a 25er to hit us the goal. Appreciate you. Stacks. Rax with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you, Monkey Kung Fu. And I know I'm not the only one that feels the way that I do. Again, for some people, they may not get it if you're watching once in a while or you're a casual fan, but that was huge. And again, a lesson learned. You never, ever put Caleb Ferguson in the game at the end of the game. I don't care if we're up 15-1. You don't do it, And even if they were to throw in like a Vargas, we wouldn't really be happy with that either. You have to make sure you're going with the right personnel. And hopefully that'll be a lesson learned for Dan Wilson, because, if we end up advancing and we play the Blue Jays, or end up playing the Brewers or the Dodgers in the World Series, you think we're going to be able to get away with something like that? We won't. And again, we want to make sure that we maximize every opportunity that we have, and that's facts. We can't let anything go. Nothing gets slipped through the cracks. You got to make sure that we're accountable for everything that we do. That's facts. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Final score, Mariners 8, Tigers 4, and we win ALDS game number 3. We're up 2-1 in the series, and we will be live tomorrow. And tomorrow's game hopefully will not be rain delayed. It's on at 12:08 Pacific, and hopefully there's no rain on the forecast. Hopefully we can get the job done. Yeah, exactly. Remember that? We've seen it all, And again, all day, great job, 454. And again, you never want to have anything taken for granted. That is facts. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Final score, Mariners 8, Tigers 4. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. And hopefully at that point, we will end up winning the series and advancing to hopefully play the Blue Jays. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Tridents up. Seize the moment. Go M's.